true Biafran. MAZI NNAMDI uniquely brings to you Radio Biafra live broadcast by the leader of Indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. MAZI NNAMDI KANU. The evening broadcast, live, and direct, on the 2nd day of March, 2015. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Browse Biafran restoration websites at www.ipob.org, and RadioBiafra.co. Also browse our website at www.biafran.org, to learn more about Biafra history. Visit our YouTube channel more often for the very best of Biafran videos. Enjoy it.
Triumphant from all our foes, through the crucible unscathed we passed victorious, our trumpets pealing the glorious song. Play it, sing it, all hail Biafra. Oh, hail Biafra. We shall always remember all that perished in the struggle for our freedom. All hail our heroes. Our prayer shall be known both day and night. Say them always. All hail Biafra.
Good evening, wonderful people, great Biafrans, wherever you are on the face of this very planet. It is a delight and pleasure to welcome each and every one of you, irrespective of where you are around this very planet, regardless of the place of work, regardless of what you are doing. As long as you have a transistor radio capable of picking up FM signal in swathes of Biafra land, as long as you have a satellite receiver, as long as you are connected online, as long as you have the use of a smartphone, a tablet, a laptop, a mainframe computer, you must and should be able to listen to Radio Biafra, because this very day, having gone to the northern part of Spain, the Basque region, the semi-independent autonomous País Vasco in Victoria, its capital, for the opening of our mission there. Having successfully negotiated the Biafran family in Amsterdam in the Netherlands, I have returned to London to continue this work that heaven said we must do in order for us to restore its own kingdom upon the face of the earth. Therefore, I must welcome you. This is Radio Biafra. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to some of you. For those of them in the far eastern part of the world, indomitable, unstoppable, indefatigable, unbendable Biafrans, the hardcore, the cream of this very earth. We welcome all of you listening all the way from Japan to the Philippines to Indonesia, all the way to Taiwan, those of you in China, in Hong Kong, in Malaysia, all of you in Singapore, the ones in Vietnam, the ones in Cambodia, the list is endless. I cannot announce all of them. Everywhere right across this very planet, men, women, and children are glued to their devices, listening to Radio Biafra, of course, because we have come to preach this very wonderful news. We have come to preach this gospel. We have come to bring light where initially there was darkness. We have come to bring knowledge where ignorance once prevailed. We have come to pave this very road, this very way, this only indisputable path to the restoration, to the freedom, to the absolute extrication from the clutches of iniquity and darkness, that very entity that Chukwu Abiama decreed that his children must inhabit. Now you understand why we are here. It is also your responsibility to go out and tell other people to participate. Before I go any further, the barrister will join me very imminently. Before I refer to the very eminent barrister, I must, of course, offer unadulterated praise, unadulterated prayer, wholesome submission to the will of heaven, because Chukwu Abiama made it possible for us to converge in Victoria from all parts of the world. We have been able to also return to our families in good health as they sent us away. Having accomplished such monumental feat, it is only right and befitting that we offer praise to heaven. I have said it before, I will not tire saying it on this very platform, that Chukwu Abiama is the only entity we worship. Anagime Pharoah, I don't worship idol made by man. Chukwu Abiama in heaven is God. That is his name. And we worship him here this evening. We ask him to accept all our praise. We ask Chukwu Abiama to accept every prayer. We ask Chukwu Abiama in his infinite mercy to be kind to his children, to have mercy upon us, to be kind to us, and to remain ever graceful, because we will not let him down either. Biafra is going to come in truth and in every honesty, because we are incorruptible, because we don't know corruption, Because of that, Chukwu Abịama is blessing us in ways that man cannot comprehend. Ngozi niile pụrụ iche, onye nwe anyị na Chineke, nke usu niile nke ndị agha, ekekere eluigwe n'ụwa, Chukwu Abịama, okike, is the one we worship here. Nothing more, nothing less. That is why anything we ask for, he gives it to us. I mean, absolutely everything. Through the coming of Biafra, humanity will know that Chukwu Abịama is the creator of this very universe. When humanity and mankind have lost hope on the potency of what heaven can accomplish, Biafra is going to come to remind humanity that God in heaven is indeed omnipotent. I will defer to the barrister, and I will come back to give you all the telephone numbers and the channels through which you may be able to participate and communicate with humanity this very evening. Radio Biafra is exceptional. There is no radio station like this on this very planet Earth. It is impossible to replicate. What you are witnessing is once in a lifetime. I will not say it is once in a generation, because it will not happen again. What you're witnessing is a mass education unparalleled in history. What we are doing is shaking the foundations of every habitation of Lucifer and darkness, as typified, or should I say exemplified, by the existence of the damnable zoological republic of Nigeria. An edifice we must destroy for us to be free completely. My name is Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra right across this very planet. The commander of all her forces, those assembling as we speak. And in the same vein, the director of Radio Biafra. By the very special grace of heaven, because heaven asked me to come, man did not send me. Chukwu Abịama determined that I should come. The same way he determined that Uchemefo should come. The same way that Uchenna Asiebu came. The same way that Engineer Anya came. The same way that Obidi Ebienu, Barrister Mames, all across this very planet Earth, those that Chukwu Abịama sent to come, they have assembled. That is why anything we touch turns into gold. There is nothing we cannot do. And this year, the zoo will begin to crumble. I will go to the barrister himself in the same manner that I have done. I will ask him to please acknowledge your presence, the presence of these very wonderful people by the name Biafrans all over this very planet collectively, the indigenous people of Biafra. You have done your country proud over the weekend, and you will continue to work very hard to ensure that we do things that others can only dream about. This is Radio Biafra. Welcome you. Please, barrister, I know that you are listening, and because you are listening, people are also listening, and because they are listening, they will hear your voice. And please, you may go ahead if you wish.
Good evening, Director.
Good evening, barrister.
Director, welcome back from all your travels.
Thank
It is
you.
called Mission Accomplished.
Thank you.
Good evening, dear friends. Director, it is ritualistic for us to greet all Biafrans wherever they are, east, west, north, or south. We do this on a daily basis. We are always grateful talking to our people. We are grateful that we called upon our people, they converged. All of them, wherever they are, men, women, young children and old, everybody came, especially in Victoria, where children were there in your midst. Young men, old men, everybody came in to answer Biafran call. May the peace of Chukwu Abịama bestowed upon all those who came, those who are not able to be there, those who are answerable to Biafrans, and those who are in the name of Biafra. May Chukwu Abịama bless all of you individually, especially those who endeavored to be there and to represent their counties individually. I greet and thank all of you, Chukwu Abịama, most especially Director himself, who is the chairman, the organizer, the man who moves in and out anytime, any day. He commands a multitude of people, those who are in unity, agreeing in unison with whatever he commanded. All he has in his approach is to restore Biafra. Majority of us who concord with that are working effectively in different ways to achieve this. Director, at this point in time, I must thank our Prince Darlington, for his own groundwork he's doing there where he is, helping Biafrans to achieve all that Director wants him to do without any objection. Biafrans, wherever you are, we thank you individually for all you are doing. All of you, there is no exception. Anybody who wants Biafra to be restored, your family will be intact. No harm shall befall any of you in any way, shape, or form. Biafra must be restored. We preach this anyway in our different walks of life. Because Biafra has to come, because it is an ordained nation before satanic forces. But all of you know that Satan can never beat Chukwa Biama. Of course, Satan do have its reign, and the reign is long gone over. This is the time for the Chukwu Abiyama to restore his promise upon us. Director, I stand for the news and every other thing. Good evening.
Good evening, Barrister. Thank you very much. Thank you. This is Radio Biafra once again. We are live, we are direct, and humanity is listening as we expect it to. As I did promise earlier, I will make available our telephone numbers as protocol demands. So when our lines open, you will be able to participate. Our lines are not open now. I am only providing these numbers for you to acquaint yourselves with what is expected of you. Once the lines open, once again, we are live, we are direct, we are in our studios in London, and the very number you are required to call should you wish to participate remains +44 208 133 9976. I repeat, 0044 for those of you calling from civilized areas, countries, regions, and surroundings around the world. 0044 208 133 9976. For those of you unfortunate enough to be caged in your respective pens in the damnable zoological republic, it is only them that will add something else to internationally acknowledged and recognized protocol and code of calling. The International Subscriber Dial, ISD. If you're calling from the zoological republic, and all the rest of them in between, the number to call is 00944 208 133 9976. If you are part of the digital age, which I know some of you are, it is +44 208 133 9976. The same thing applies to our main studio number here as well, which is +44 or 0044 or 00944 if you're calling from the zoo. The first prefix, because we are in the United Kingdom, +44 78 31 308376. I repeat, +44 78 31 308376. There is work going on in Biafra land that I am not at liberty to divulge to our listeners, only if you are meant to be privy to those information. There is a number or a helpline. This number is important, and I urge people to call this very number to offer any advice, any help, any support needed to ensure that the front in Biafra land is maintained, that the wonderful work that all these people blessed by heaven, who now surround our effort back home, running our errands back home, that the mercy, the guidance, and the spirit of the Most High God, Chukwu Abiyama, will continually rest upon them and their families. The number is 09, I'm calling it locally as it pertains to the Zoological Republic. 090-907-76589. I repeat, +234 909 077 6589. That is the number to call. Very, very important you call that number. If you are looking for your coordinator, you need advice, you want to join the army of Biafra, that is the number to call. If you call it, we will be able to accept your call. Once again, the number is 090-907-76589. Right across Biafra land, people, men and women are listening to Radio Biafra via CHK 97.6. And with fingers crossed, Newi and Onisha should get it tomorrow. Somebody wrote to me and said, are we doing discrimination here? How come Anambra State is not covered the way it should? Anambra State will be covered from tomorrow. We are raising the funds for it, and it will be completed by tomorrow morning. We have been told. And Anambra, starting from Newi, its environs, everywhere, up to Onitsha and beyond. We are also hoping to hit Aguleri as well as Umuleri. Everywhere that is meant to be covered will be covered. We are doing all we can. Anything we say we are going to do, we do it. This is Radio Biafra after all. I must thank the indigenous people of Biafra all over the world. I will also thank the Directorate of State. And I will also thank the head of the Directorate of State, MAZI NNAMDI. We call him affectionately Omio, for the very excellent opening of our mission in Victoria in the Basque region of Spain. Excellent. Well done. We are very grateful to you and the team you lead for making it possible for Biafra to have a mission. Do you know why that very place is special? Every Biafran who goes there every month end, you will be given food for free. If you go to our mission in Victoria and you're hungry from anywhere in the world, at least you will be fed properly. The government of that very place is giving us food to give to our people, and we are doing so. As time goes on, they will do many more things for us, especially for those of them on the ground back home, and we will be able to, as protocol allows, or as, of course, our security will allow us to, we will inform you as at when due. This evening, you'll get your pen and your paper ready. We will go through the headlines and accompanying news summary. We will analyze, we will dissect, we will make sense of what we are presenting. In the end, we will take your calls. But there is something very, very important today sent to me by the very eminent barrister himself, Barrister Mamezu. I want people to listen very carefully. People don't listen. They don't want to listen to us. But in the end, everything I say comes to pass. Everything I preach on Radio Biafra comes to pass. People think we are joking because we are not Adeyemi or Abayomi. But I know that Chukwu Abiyama that sent us will never ever abandon us. That anything we proclaim, Chukwu Abiyama himself in heaven will make sure it comes to pass. I told you that Obama is a Muslim. I told you that that man cannot and should not be trusted. It is now happening right. But when he's a black man, what? You don't know anything. Politics is not based on sentiment. You go with somebody's policies. George Walker Bush Jr. at least gave you the rights of indigenous people, and he's a white man. George W. Bush is a white man. A white man is working for Africa to be free, for you to unburden yourself by the colonially imposed rubbish, I call it, in the name of political system. It was made possible by Condoleezza Rice, who is a black woman. I give her credit for it. She should be running America. If you want to vote a black person, you vote for Condoleezza Rice. Not for Obama. Obama is a pathetic and wretched joke. I will play for you what people are saying. This was sent to me. I will disengage the barrister for a second. He will come back to me later. And we are going to play this that you may listen attentively. This is not, in fact, it is going to present a background to what we'll be looking at today. But very, very important that wherever you are, you listen attentively to this very clip. Once you finish listening to it, then, I don't know how to put it. We can then do business together. This is Radio Biafra once again. Wherever you are, we must welcome you. Our job is important. Our job is to educate, to enlighten, and to inform. That's what we're going to do tonight. Listen very, very carefully. Please, listen very carefully.
Dear Mr. President, with all due respect, sir, I must tell you that you are wrong about ISIL. You said ISIL speaks for no religion. I'm a former Muslim. My dad is an imam. I spent more than 20 years studying Islam. I hold a bachelor degree in religious studies, and I'm in the middle of my master's degree in terrorism studies. I can tell you with confidence that ISIL speaks for Islam. Allow me to correct you, Mr. President. ISIL is a Muslim organization. Its name stands for Islamic State. So even the name suggests that it is an Islamic movement. Their leader, Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, holds a PhD in Islamic studies. I doubt you know Islam better than he does. He was a preacher and a religious leader in one of the local mosques in Baghdad. ISIL's 10,000 members are all Muslims. None of them are from any other religion. They come from different countries and have one common denominator, Islam. They are following Islam's Prophet Muhammad in every detail. They imitate him by growing their beards, shaving their mustaches, and in the way they dress. They follow his command in the hadith to differentiate themselves from the infidels by wearing their watches on the right instead of the left hand. They implement Sharia in every piece of land they conquer. They pray 5 times a day. They have called for a caliphate, which is a central doctrine in Sunni Islam, and they are willing to die for their religion. They are following the steps of Islam's Prophet Muhammad to the letter. By the way, if you want to understand ISIL, read the oldest biography of Muhammad by Ibn Hisham. This is their model for action. You think that ISIL does not speak for Islam because they beheaded an American and they killed those whom they consider infidels. In the same way, Islam's Prophet Muhammad beheaded in one day between 600 and 900 adult males in a Jewish tribe called Banu Qurayza. In fact, beheading is commanded in the Quran, in Surah 47, the 4th verse. It says, when you meet the unbelievers in fight, smite at their necks. Ironically, this surah is called the Surah of Muhammad. Killing prisoners is also an order from Allah to Muhammad and to all Muslims. It says it is not for a prophet to have captives of war until he inflicts a massacre upon Allah's enemies in the land. Quran 8:67. And by the way, 3 of Muhammad's wives were Jewish girls he kidnapped from his raids on the religious minorities, just as ISIL is doing today. Mr. President, I grew up in Morocco, supposedly a moderate country. Yet I still learned at a young age to hate the enemies of Allah, especially Jews and Christians. These are represented today by Israel and the West, especially the great Satan, America. I prayed 5 times a day, repeating Al-Fatiha, the first chapter in the Quran, asking Allah to lead me not in the way of those who went astray, and those who have the wrath of Allah upon them. We all knew that it is Jews and Christians. We have been brainwashed to hate all of you in our sacred texts, in our prayers, in our Friday sermons, in our educational systems. We were ready to join any group that one day would fight you and destroy you and make Islam the religion of the whole world, as the Quran says. This is what I and millions like me have been taught. Mr. President, this is an irrevocable fact. Fortunately, when I grew up, I chose to leave Islam and became a Christian because I believe that God is love. Others also left, and still every day they are leaving Islam and choosing different paths for their lives. All of them are suffering today because, again, Islam's Prophet Muhammad said, whoever changes his religion, kill him. I left Morocco under persecution. I was fortunate. Others throughout the Muslim world do not have the same opportunity. They are paying a heavy price in different ways in order to get their freedom one day. I ask you, Mr. President, to stop being politically correct, to call things by their names. ISIL, Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram, Al-Shabaab in Somalia, the Taliban, and their sister brand names are all made in Islam. Unless the Muslim world deals with Islam and separates religion from state, we will never end this cycle. Until you deal with the root of the problem, you will be just dealing with the symptoms. ISIL is just one symptom. If it disappears, other ISILs will be born under different names. You might ask, then why does ISIL kill other Muslims? The answer is that they consider them infidels, not Muslims. Do you know that all 4 schools in Islam agree that if a Muslim stops praying, he should be asked to repent, and if he does not, he should be killed? Do you know that Muhammad tried to burn his own companions when they stopped coming to prayers? So anything that qualifies a Muslim to be an infidel can be a reason for killing him, even neglecting to pray. If Islam is not the problem, then why is it that there are millions of Christians in the Middle East, and yet none of them has ever blown up himself to become a martyr? Even though they live under the same economic and political circumstances, and even worse. Why have many Muslims in the West also joined ISIL if Islam is not the reason? Why have even new converts to Islam become terrorists? Mr. President, if you really want to fight terrorism, then fight it at the root. How many Saudi sheikhs are preaching hatred? How many Islamic channels are indoctrinating people and teaching them violence from the Quran and the Hadith? How many Friday sermons are made against the West, freedom and democracy? How many Islamic schools are producing generations of teachers and students who believe in jihad and martyrdom and fighting the infidels? And finally, how many websites are funded by governments, your allies, that have sheikhs who issue fatwas against basic human rights? If you want to fight terrorism, start from there. By the way, I do not give my full name because Islam is a religion of peace. I'm known around the whole world as Brother Rashid, and I implore you to take a stand for international human rights and the future of democracy and speak the truth about the real threat that is facing all of us. Best regards, Brother Rashid.
Thank you very much. That is from somebody called Brother Rashid. He is a Moroccan who fled Morocco in order to exercise his fundamental right to be a human being. The reason why I played this clip sent to me by Barrister, after reviewing it, I understood its importance and significance in driving home the point we have been making all along. You cannot stay in a country with Buhari. You people don't. You cannot. Al-Shabaab is there. Al-Qaeda is there. There is Boko Haram. He was calling it ISIL, not ISIS. They have different names. ISIS and ISIL. ISIL means Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant. ISIL. You have the Taliban. You have Maitasine. You have the Janjaweed. You have Al-Majiri. And on top of that, in the Nachinama, our people don't understand that they are in grave danger. Most of you don't know this. You are under serious peril. You are playing with fire. All of you talking nonsense about Buhari, APC, all this rubbish. You are playing with the future of our children and generations unborn. You don't know what you're getting into. You don't understand Islam. You don't know what it means. That's an uncommon. Allow those people to be on their own. We are not asking anybody to leave their faith. You can do whatever you like. If the whole of Africa wants to go and join them, they are free to do so. They can go to Sokoto and live there. Okorocha and those that support him, you people are playing with hell. You don't know what is coming. As this same brother Rashid rightly said, if you cut them off as one thing, they metamorphose into another name. They become something very deadly. I promise you. Britain is struggling. Everywhere around the world, these guys are on the march. People don't understand what is happening until it's too late. You don't know the meaning of Sharia. That's what I said. There is a perpetual cycle of hatred and violence all the time that will be associated with these people called Muslims. Islam is the problem. It is a religion of hate, of wickedness. They will kill you. That is why they have all of you with who and Kanu and Sokoto. If they kill you, you think I'll feel sorry for you. You must be out of your mind. You must be mad. They will kill you. It is programmed inside them. It is the way they are as a people. To kill, to behead, to burn people alive, to torture human beings. Because they want to bring their own brand of religion and force it on people. Now you understand why we want Biafra. You understand why anybody campaigning for APC is an enemy of Chukwu Abiyama. I don't care what Okorocha has done for your family. It is irrelevant because you're very selfish. Okorocha represents Islam. Some of you don't know this. But here on Radio Biafra will tell you, before it is too late, you must retrace your steps before it is too late. Before it is too late for us. As a people, as a race, and as children of God. Islam tried to come into our land before. They have tried. They are in Yoruba land. They are in the lands of the people of Dahomey. They are in the Togolese. They are in Ghana. They are in Senegal. They are in Ivory Coast. They are everywhere across West Africa. The only place they could not come to is Unanokwadi. Have you asked yourself why Islam did not come to Owerri? Why Islam did not go to Arochukwu? Have you asked yourself that question? Do you think it is because of some, miracle that you did? Because Chukwu Abiyama didn't want them there. The same way that Muslims tried to conquer Ethiopia and they did not succeed, the same way today we have recovered Jerusalem from them. You must try to understand the essence of what is happening. Some of you are blind, very foolish, and unreasonable. I hope they will start with your respective families. All of you running around in Imo State like headless chickens because of Akonobanko. Agro, I don't know what is wrong with our people. But we'll cure them. This is Radio Biafra. And people, are listening. And we want them to take these messages to everybody they come across. We are Radio Biafra, we are live and we are direct. The whole world is listening. Even Obama himself is listening. I told Obama, you are a Muslim, pretending you are a Christian. That is one thing that black people cannot see. They don't see it. They don't understand it. I don't believe in wishy-washy sentimentality. I don't believe in that rubbish. Oh, you see your village. That is rubbish. It wasn't the policies. Black people may have worked in America to grow America in terms of the labor they contributed. I agree. But labor is not everything. The strategy, the planning, and the policy is what builds a nation. And strict adherence to certain codes of conduct. And in that regard, it was Western Europeans, the English, that built America. Not black people. I can even argue that the presence of black people in the plantations of the Americas actually delayed the coming of agricultural revolution in terms of mechanized agriculture. I can argue that very convincingly. Our people must reason. We must be sensible. We must know where we are going. We must be resolute. We must be determined to make sure that we can never be part of that zoo called Nigeria. If you are part of Nigeria, you are finished. Chukwu Abiyama can never bless you people. Maybe individually, one or two of you may be able to afford a 50-year-old 50th hand Mercedes-Benz car. None of you can ride any brand new vehicle. I challenge you. After all the things you're boasting, the only car you can buy is a second-hand vehicle. That is all you can afford, not a brand new vehicle. That is why we must change. That is why it is incumbent upon everybody, every Biafran, by which I mean Idoma, Igala, Igbo, Ibibio, Efik, Ejo, Isoko, Urobo, Ishekiri. Everybody, we must join hands together to make sure we fend off Islam. This is my message to Niger, Delta, South. I keep saying it all the time. If you go alone, they will overrun you, they will overwhelm you. As Biafra, we are impenetrable. The same group of people that Chukwu Abiyama protected before must be together to ward off this enemy. Their arrowhead is Buhari. They have made 2 decisive incursions into our land through what I call the western flank, which is the one going into Iguacha, through Chibika Mechi. They have made a very deep penetration into Owerri through Rocha Sokorocha. These are the 2 fronts they intend to hold, and hold very strongly in order to destroy us from within. You must understand this, and you need to resist it. And that is why there should be no election. If you vote, Buhari will win. It doesn't matter who you cast your vote for. If Buhari goes in, we are finished. If Jonathan goes in, Jonathan will be assassinated. He will be killed, and he knows that very well. Jonathan will be killed. I tell you that. That is why we must, as a duty, ensure that we stand very strong and very firm until Biafra comes and beyond. This is Radio Biafra. Welcome you. We must now proceed. Later on, we will analyze, if you so wish, to go into what Brother Rashid was saying there. But for now, let us continue with our news headlines this very day. Owing to what has been happening around the world, the incessant killings, I should say, is a plural. The incessant, relentless killings around the world in the name of Islam and Allah. 16 states in the United States of America have introduced legislation to ban Sharia law. Some of you want to go to America, you're looking for visa, you're looking for green card. The same place you're going to, they have, these are white people now. They see in the future, they're not black people. These are white. They can foresee what is to come. The only reason why ISIS took upper hand is because a black man is in the White House. If he's a black man, if he's a white man, they will be bombed to ashes. In the same vein, Obama is planning to allow Iran to develop nuclear weapons. Oh my God in heaven. That man, I don't know what is wrong with him. Anyway, 16 states in America have introduced legislation to ban Sharia law, and people in Owerri are planning to vote for Sharia law. If you get Buhari, you get Sharia law, won't you? After all, Buhari said he has come to bring Sharia law. You people don't read history. Our people are not students of history. That is why I love history so much. It has a very uncanny way of repeating itself. Buhari opened his mouth and said, I am a believer in Sharia. I will introduce Sharia. He started the step to put us into Islamic nation, which you are, believe it or not. And Babangida completed it. He now wants to come back to cement that very deal. And some of you are like turkeys voting for Christmas because, of course, Gagwani Hayam and DCOG, baboons and chimpanzees. We must continue. This is Radio Biafra. If you don't like what we say here, then you change. You change and make meaningful use of your time. We are also reporting this very day that the Zoological Republic is planning to. We are reporting that they are planning to return, as they say, to First Republic. You know, they listen to Radio Biafra, they want to copy us. You know, we told them that we don't want a Biafra land where one person will have executive powers. We want it to be shared amongst the three arms of government. In this case, the presidency, the prime ministerial office, and also the legislature. Do you know what they are now planning to do? They are planning to copy us exactly. They are seeing sense in it and they are planning to copy us. So they said they are returning to First Republic, the way the First Republic was, whatever that means for them. And the Zoological Republic is to spend 8.35 billion on incoming lawmakers. They don't have money for infrastructure. The banks are crumbling. The Naira is worthless. They have already said, when it comes to the senators, they always have money. That is what I don't understand. When it comes to House of Reps, there is always money. Furniture allowance, wife allowance, second wife allowance, third wife allowance. They have allowance for village. They have allowance for township. They have allowance for traveling on the road, for flying in the air. Allowance for including bottled water allowance. And they have set aside for them 8.35 billion when people cannot feed. Those you voted for to make your lives better, they are having fun at your expense. They are living it large whilst you are suffering because you chose to suffer. You decided to suffer. If not, why would you? Or why should you countenance a situation whereby you vote somebody into power and that person proceeds to become a multi-billionaire whilst you are still suffering? A very sad situation indeed, if you ask me. Very, 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 very sad situation. We must proceed. We must proceed. 8,000 displaced in the southwest of the zoo in 2 months. 8,000. I am a bit concerned about this, you know. Very, very concerned about this. They said 8,000 people displaced. I don't know when this one happened. 8,000 people displaced. You see how Yoruba. 8,000 people displaced. Is there any war going on in Yoruba land? They said there are natural... God in heaven. When will these people stop cheating and lying? Now to ascend the Yoruba. What is it with these people and fraud? To commit fraud, it is in their nature. What is wrong with them? I will go to this news in greater detail later when the time comes. But for now, the UN is to probe the zoo for deciding to impose insurance levy on students. The zoo called Nigeria, a place of wild animals and wild donkeys. They have decided to impose tuition to provide health insurance for students. For you to provide health insurance, you need hospitals. In other words, when somebody is sick, they go, which hospital are they going to go to when they are sick? I have never seen a government in my life that steals from its own citizens. I'm very happy that they said the UN will step in to try and prevail upon the baboons that run the government of the Zoological Republic to refrain or retrace their steps from this very calamitous and financially ruinous approach to funding education. They want to charge people. There are no jobs. People are not working. So where do you want the parents to get the extra 5,000 to pay you, Jonathan? From where? And instead of you to charge them, why don't you use part of the 8.35 billion? not million, billion. Why don't you use some of that to pay for the insurance of the students? Is that not why you're a country? If you claim you are one, that is. Of course, here, who knows? They may change their mind tomorrow. After all, they learn from us. Elections 2015, INEC to distribute additional 200,000 PVCs to newly registered voters in Borno, as I told you, of course. You know, these guys are very clever. They said, there's now spinning new lines. Oh, we are winning the war. That is what you hear everywhere. After all, the editors have collected maybe 500,000 naira each to keep writing that, can't you hear about the strikes against Boko Haram? Russia gave us weapons, everybody. India has come in. We are winning the war. And mind you, we are now distributing 200,000 PVCs, which is permanent voter cards, to people in Borno. So there will be election in Borno. All lies. You see, our people sometimes I was watching something this afternoon because I came in around about 11 o'clock from Amsterdam this morning. And I was watching something on the telly. And something struck me. Do you know that for you to have a civilized country, for you to have a very viable or credible police force or investigative unit that runs your security services, you must have people that have common sense and brain in them? How can people not be able to use common sense or just common sense to understand? So how can you be fighting a war and burning down villages? People are displaced. There are refugees in refugee camps. And you are going to distribute 200,000 PVCs. Who are you going to distribute it to? Are you going to go to the refugee camps? Or are you going to go to Borno? They are trying to tell you that they are inside Borno now distributing PVC, which means there will be election in Borno. What they will do, come that very day, they will say, there is news blackout. Because of that, we can confirm elections, and all these so-called foreign observers, they'll give them money and oil block. Everybody wants to be an observer in the zoo. By the time you're leaving, you come here as a very wretched retired civil servant. By the time you're going, you're a multi-billionaire in dollars. The problem in Africa is caused by black people, not white people. Black people is their own worst enemy. Why is that the case? Because their brains are not developed very well. The brain of an African person is not properly developed. Do you know what's going to develop it? Biafra. Only Biafra. The same way we are shining light on the darkest recesses of their ignorance is the same way that Biafra shall bring light to the potential that is locked away in that very dark continent. They will distribute 200,000 votes. Is it for people that ran away to Niger Republic or that ran to Chad or Cameroon or in refugees in camps in Abuja? Why are you carrying the PVC to Borno when there is nobody there? They are running away from Boko Haram. They think people are foolish. And why people say they go to school, and I can't for the life of me understand what you learn when you go to school. You said there is a war in Borno. You told everybody. Olukola, the Yoruba man, said there is war. People are running away. You have NEMA, National Emergency Management Agency, reporting every day there are refugees running away from Borno to go into Cameroon, into Chad, into Niger. Give us money, want to feed them. Yes, they have run to Abuja. Okay. Now, you're taking PVC to Borno. So who is in Borno then that you're taking PVCs to? You're the one who told us that they have all run away. Oh, have they come back? If they have come back, then when did they come back? Why are they still spending money on refugee camps if they have returned to Borno? Sometimes I don't know. I don't know why he got me to be talking to people who cannot reason properly. Boko Haram posts execution video on Twitter. There, as our brother said, brother Rashid, they copy each other. They are sisters. All of them, they are related. All of them. Boko Haram, Al-Shabaab, Al-Qaeda in the Maghreb. They are related to ISIS. They have not gone into Libya. They have made a very devastating incursion into Libya. They are the same thing with Taliban. Everywhere they are the same. Everybody, the same family. Killing people is their business. Now, anything ISIS does, Boko Haram can do better. They have now started sending their own execution pictures on Twitter. If you don't pray, execute. If you come back and you're wearing skirt, not hijab or whatever nonsense they call it, behead. Everything is behead. If your wife misses her boss and doesn't come back home at 6 o'clock to cook your food, behead her, cut off her head. These are the savages you want to live with. These are the people you want to be answering Nigerians with. Oh, we are one Nigerians. All this nonsense that comes out of people's mouth. Anyway, don't blame you people. Are you not black? What do you know? What do you know? No wonder they took us to farms in America to go and plant and pick tobacco and sugar cane. Then I'm how we see. Tinubu would have been in an American jail by now, according to Fani Kayode. I don't read from this man because he talks too much. But today at least he's saying the truth. Yoruba man telling us that, of course, Tinubu should be there. We've been saying it already. BIAFRA, he's a thief, he's a rogue. Some people won't understand, but because he's an AFC. People will not understand he's an Islamic man. He wants to bring Sharia himself and Buhari, their grand design, their grand plan. But that has backfired because Yorubas will be swallowed up. Those cowards will be eaten up alive. Cowards, they'll be eaten up alive. Tinubu should be in jail. Who doesn't know that? He's a drug smuggler, he's a thief, he's a criminal. He's a looter of the treasury. Boko Haram also attacks an island on Niger side of Lake Chad. And they want to hold elections in Bruno. These people I did. Very, very mad, insane people. Civil defense nab 8 vandals ferrying 33,000 liters consignment in 125 drums. Civil defense. So not Navy, not police, not customs, not Coast Guard, but civil defense. Everybody is now in on the security work, isn't it? Including unemployed people. Civil defense indeed. That place is collapsing by the day. It's been said that opposition leaders in APC are behind the fuel scarcity designed to embarrass Jonathan and cripple the economy of the zoo as if they had economy before. As this scarcity have now come to Lagos and is persisting in Abuja, things are going from bad to worse. Things are very, very bad. Awful, awful. That is the zoological republic for you. We are also reporting, as we did earlier, United Nations are now saying that in February alone, 1,100 people were killed in Iraq. And who killed them? It's Muslim Islam. They want a purer form of Islam. They want a caliphate. Therefore, kill. If she's not wearing hijab, kill her. If she goes to school, cut off her hand. My Lord, have mercy. And people are talking about being part of Nigeria. This is Radio Biafra. We are live. We're direct. If you're joining us, today's date, incidentally, happens to be the 2nd day of March. Today is Monday, the 2nd day of March. Tomorrow is our Tweet Tuesday. Please don't forget that. And I want that given maximum publicity. Our Tweet Tuesday is tomorrow, when we remind humanity again that they are holding our people in detention cells, that Benjamin Onwoka is still in prison, and we want him released pending his trial date. That's what we're asking for. If it's Boko Haram now, they would have killed people to make that point. Now we are telling them peacefully. Nobody wants to understand. Black people, here. Any day that is killing, then they start running around trying to do something. Jonathan, you have been releasing Boko Haram people all this while. You arrested them traveling to Uganda to go and kill, and you released them. Benjamin Onwoka, with every Biafran in detention, should be released. I don't know the deal you did with the Fajin of our time was LIKE, but our people cannot be languishing in jail when Boko Haram prisoners are being released on a daily basis. That is not fair. That is not right. This is Radio Biafra. We must therefore proceed there. Our Tweet Tuesday tomorrow will dwell on those as well. I don't want to abandon the issue of Biafran detainees, prisoners of conscience in the zoo cells. I don't want to abandon the issue of Benjamin Onwoka until it comes out. We must continue to tweet on those lines. Very important tomorrow. If you don't know how to tweet, please ask people. We must tweet tomorrow to release our people who are presently in detention. Now the news in greater detail. Having heard from the speaker, the commentator before on the now I wouldn't call it dangers, on the is suicide for Biafra to become part of any federation, confederation, loose federation, any geopolitical entity of any sort comprising of Muslims is this death sentence. You will die in the process. In keeping with that, 16 states in America have now introduced legislation to ban Sharia law. Alabama became the latest state to ban Sharia law when voters passed a measure adding an amendment to the state constitution. It is said that the motion was virulently racist and outright hostility towards Muslims, but Muslims are hostile to everybody else, isn't it? Isn't it about time people showed a little bit of, nerve by being slightly hostile to Islam as well? Islam is a very deadly, corrupt, insidiously corrupt, very evil, designed to kill. if you are staying with a Muslim person, they can have a reason to kill you. Maybe the way you look is not the way Allah wants you to look at people, and they kill, they behead you, cut off your head. Maybe the way you're sitting down is not, Allah won't like it, and they will kill you off. They manufacture reason from one hopeless extreme to the other, and the world is just watching, talking nonsense about tolerance. Oh, we need to tolerate, we need to, no, garbage, pure garbage. We're not saying people should not be Muslims. If I go to Saudi Arabia, if I go and say, I have traveled to Arab countries. If I go there, I know I am coming into an Islamic country. Anything is your country. If you say we shouldn't stand on the street, I won't stand on the street. It's your law. But to try and bring that and impose it on people, I say no to that, personally. And I support what Alabama is doing. Voters don't want America to become like a version of the United Kingdom. We are roving Sharia patrols, bully people. Here in England, Muslims have taken over, because as I told Britain, all those things you did to Biafra, you were fighting for Islam. Islam will consume you. Today, you have Sharia police in Britain. Most of you don't know that. We are telling you there is Sharia police here, but Americans are countering it. Of course, they're doing something about it. They said they don't want America to become a version of United Kingdom where roving Sharia patrols bully people they feel aren't sufficiently Islamic. A member of one of this, because nobody can gauge. It's like, how long is a piece of string? How Islamic are you? Nobody can tell. Somebody can look at it and say, you're not Islamic enough. Off with his head. Because why? Nobody can tell. You're supposed to start prayer at 3 o'clock. You started at 2 minutes past 3. Cut off his head is not Islamic enough. Oh my God. That is one reason why I will never forgive this country. I will never forgive Frederick Lugard. Frederick Lugard is in hell. Heaven knows he is with Lucifer at the moment, roasting. That man is evil. Patently evil he is. To mix light and darkness that our people cannot see. To mix oil and water. Things that are diametrically opposed, to parallel lines that can never meet. To join us together is the worst thing that has ever happened to humanity. And even Americans can testify to it. A member of one of those patrols said in a video posted on YouTube, ultimately, I want to see every single woman in this country covered from head to toe. I want to see the hand of the thief caught. I want to see adulterers stoned to death. In Britain, Anyway, I commend them. At least they're very brave. Britain will pay very dearly for their betrayal of Christendom. Britain, they are not Christians here anyway. They are followers of Islam in secret. The zoo must return to First Republic structure in order for them to progress. I am looking at a picture of the mass murderer himself. One of the forebears of the chimpanzees that continue to reign in the Zoological Republic. But let's go on and read it. The Afenifere Renew Group, a Yoruba group, has called for a return to the First Republic's regional political structure, or the constitution of the zoo, with 6 geopolitical zones into federating units. Every year they talk about it, but they can never implement it. They talk. They cannot implement it. That is all that they do. Oh, we remember Nadeko. Or is it Fedeco, whatever they call themselves? Oh, we want federating units. We want true. Oh, you have forgotten that true federalism they were championing a few years ago. If you give them, to poor people, they give them bags of rice. To their fellow people, they distribute huge contracts, oil contracts, and you just shut up. They want to return to it because they have listened to Radio Biafra. They want to copy us every step of the way. Anything we do, they want to copy. I don't blame them. Who says free education is not good? We are offering free education. But we are telling them, yes, if you want to return to parliamentary system of government, it is the best. Why? Because it contains some key ingredients that will work best for the brains of black people. If you concentrate power in the executive in one very person, it will lead to corruption. Within democracy, within a civilian setting. Before some of you start phoning in and saying, why do we have command and control? Is because we are in a quasi-military situation. You have to follow and obey orders. Once Biafra comes, we'll return to full civility, full civilian government, where power will be shared amongst the president, the prime minister, and the legislature. Very, very important we do that. and then also strengthen the judiciary as well, so that they rigorously interpret the law for what it is, even if it will cost them their lives. Very, very important we do so. They have listened to us and they want to copy. They want to go back, of course, they're not original. After all, we brought Zebrodai. You remember O'Connor's Club and all those. Since they took everything away from us and cut the budget, what are they doing now? Even the so-called Nollywood. Is it not Biafrans who are there making it happen? This is Radio Biafra because we are blessed. Chukwa Biama is our God. The zoo government to spend 8.35 billion on incoming lawmakers. The government of the Zoological Republic is to spend over 8 billion on members of the incoming 8th session of the National Assembly to take care of their accommodation, housing, and vehicle allowances. They are paying them accommodation, that is understandable. Which one is housing again? Hey, English language, oh God. Accommodation, housing, and vehicle allowance. That is to show you how fraudulent they are. They think we are foolish. We don't know the difference between accommodation and housing. This means the same thing. It means the same thing. Accommodation means housing, for goodness sake. But you know what they do? They come to you, they say, oh, we took our accommodation allowance, we took our housing allowance, and our vehicle allowance. But meanwhile, I'm allowing you to die in hunger and in poverty. No schools, no good roads, no running water, no electricity. Nothing is happening. But accommodation allowance, housing allowance, but the two are the same. But it wouldn't matter, isn't it? Some of you were educated in the zoo. What do you know? That is what I'm saying. When I told my father I don't want to study there anymore, they thought I was joking. I don't want to, because I have not seen anything to compel me or to lead me to believe that they are giving you anything you didn't already have or know about. Somebody's asking for accommodation and for housing, and you have people who are graduates. They cannot question it and say, but accommodation is something as housing. How can you ask for the two at the same time? It's called lost in translation. The National Emergency Management Agency never has disclosed that 8,000 people were displaced by various disasters in Lagos, Ogun, and Oyo states between January and February 2015. I don't know if people are actually following what we are doing, if they are listening. Where are these? They also have miscellaneous allowance. I forgot. Miscellaneous. Miscellaneous. Unforeseen. Accommodation allowance, housing, English language, sorry. English. Accommodation allowance and housing allowance, miscellaneous allowance, vehicle allowance, transport allowance, second wife allowance, third wife allowance. The same people, all the even Sharia allowance. They need Sharia now. And is it Idel Kabiri allowance and Idel Fitri? And then they go on Hajj as well. And poor people are dying. You're jumping up and down. People are so foolish. Some of you, can't you even talk to your parents? Talk to your mom and your father. Tell them in the village to stop jumping up and down. To stop jumping. Why would you allow your mom to be wearing a wrapper with the head of Rota Sokrocha on it? What type of political campaigning is that? Where you are in America, where you are in Europe, is that how they campaign? Are things not better there? Is it not why you're living there? Are things not better where you are than in the zoo? Everybody listening, pick up the phone and call your mom, call your dad, call your aunt, call your uncle. Tell them to stop wearing anybody's head on their body. That they are making a fool of themselves. An absolute fool of themselves. It goes to show they don't have any brain. Simple as that. It doesn't sound very palatable, does it? But it is the truth that must be spoken. 8,000 displaced in Southwest in 2 months. I don't know what disaster. I am going to ask this question tonight. Anybody who calls, especially those in the zoo, I will ask you, can you name one natural disaster you know that struck Lagos, Ogun, or your states? Because I don't understand. They said they were displaced by fire and windstorm, said Ibrahim Farinloye, NEMA's public relations officer in the south. Can you? All they are looking for is budget and money. That is money, so they can. How? Which incidentally means my Lord and my God. Yoruba, Because they, Yoruba and Igbo, they, envy and jealousy. They cannot bear all that money going to Hausa Fulani people. Genuinely, of course, because Boko Haram is on the prowl. Yoruba had to go. That is why at least they make use of their own media. They use it very well to lie and to cheat. Yoruba name the firestorm. You went to Lagos State and you burnt down Igbo shops. Is that the firestorm? So, hey, oh Lord. Anyway, they said 8,000 people are displaced. Oh God. Lord in heaven. Relief materials. They're looking for relief. They want the contract to supply relief materials to 8,000 people. Everybody is a thief. I told you people, every Nigerian is a rogue. They are thieves and criminals. Once you stand up and say, I am a Nigerian, you are a thief. That's what it means. And I tell them to their faces, so because even people without conscience, you're trying to take advantage of the Boko Haram insurgency and the killing and maiming of innocent women and children to go and bring money, claiming Yorubas are also suffering from displacement. Anyway, the UN is to probe the very fraudulent zoo government, the Nigerian government, the only government in the world that steals from its own citizens. Very brazenly, very openly. And what has happened? They said that studying and looking into the issues relating to the compulsory levy of 5,000 per student imposed by the government, parents of 125 pupils in the 104 federal government colleges and the Office of the Special Rapporteur on the right to education, they are saying, because what they are talking about is that they have now petitioned the United Nations, and UN have now agreed, according to these reports, that they're going to come to look into it. That reprieve may have come for the parents of 125 pupils in the 104 federal government colleges, as the Office of the Special Rapporteur on the Rights to Education and Office of the Special Rapporteur on the Human Rights of Internally Displaced Persons have confirmed to Socioeconomic Rights and an Accountancy Project set up that they are studying and looking into the issues relating to the compulsory insurance levy of 5,000 per student imposed by the government. Now, I'm not against insurance. It's a very good thing. But what I'm asking the zoo government is this: where do you expect the parents to find the money? And what is your job? What are you actually giving back to people for all the oil money all of you have been sharing all this while? You have voted for yourselves nearly 9 billion again for this incoming year for you to squander. What can you show for it? Now that you're going after little kids in schools and taking money from them. I can't for the life of me understand this. A country that sits down, instead of them to think of how to produce, that is what you get when you're in the same country with Yoruba people. If you are in the same country with Yoruba people, the only thing you think about is how to scam people, how to cheat and how to steal. That is why. So you sit around, your budget is dwindling, like as they have now told the police, go out. If you want to turn to armed robbers, you can turn to armed robbers and steal if you like. They have told police people, you can steal and go and rob, it doesn't matter. You go and look for, service your vehicles, do whatever you need to do. But police, go and make money. They have told the police, go. The only country in the world that gave license to people carrying guns legally to go and do anything they can to raise money. That is the country that you want somebody like me to belong to and say I'm a Nigerian. No, I'm not as bad, I'm not as foolish as some people are, and I can never be. I'm not that stupid. Which country in this world will say to policemen, go and make money however you want it, we don't have any money? Principals don't have money to run their schools. So they're saying, oh, why don't you levy every child for 5,000 naira? Just like that. And you're telling me that monkeys from the zoo called Nigerian, that you are fit to be called human beings? Huh. They are very lucky. I'm not a white person. I will have deported every black person from around the world. You go to Africa and sort it out yourselves there. I don't know what is wrong with us, honestly speaking. There is something wrong. Our brain is not correct. I tell you, it is not correct. We continue. And to sustain the zoo, who is sustaining the zoo, as I told you? We, all of us abroad, we remit back into the zoo $26 billion every blessed year. The baboons and the monkeys living in foreign countries are remitting over 26 billion annually to the country and should be given some say in the zoo's political development, according to the president of all zoo national in the diaspora. Dr. Justina Obi, while speaking with reporters in Abuja. I don't know where she's in the diaspora, but she's in Abuja. Okay. Part of the go and collect your own. If you go and talk now, they say, I command the votes in the diaspora. Actually, you will be a contract from the miscellaneous budget. Of course, they will. INEC to distribute 200,000 PVCs to newly registered voters in Borno. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has said that it has printed about 200,000 permanent voter cards PVCs for individuals who registered under the continuous voter registration in Borno. Another misnomer, continuous registration. You keep registering. It doesn't stop. There is no cutoff date. Even the morning of the election, you're still registering people. 4 or 5 times you're registering them. Continuous registration. When an Awasa man is in charge, that's what you get. Continuous registration. Hey, grammar. Continuous registration in a process that is time bound. In a process that you must have a date when you say, from this day, we will no longer register people, but you are doing continuous registration. My goodness me, I don't want to swear live on air. Mr. Tommy Magbuin, who is the INEC Public Affairs Officer in Borno, stated this in an interview. INEC has printed over 200,000 PVCs for voters captured during the recent CVR in Borno. This has brought the total number of registered voters in the state to about 2 million, according to this very man. He advised those that were registered to collect the PVCs that at the INEC Meduguri Metropolitan Council Office or internally displaced persons camps. What did I tell you? What they're planning to do is to tell you, oh, can't you that news that time? We told you that we printed voter cards for them. Internally displaced camps. That is refugee camps. But the refugee camp is in Abuja. Isn't that we are told? We are told that Abuja is sprawling with refugees from Borno. We point out these inconsistencies in the news in the zoo to let the world know that we are not all monkeys, you see. Some of us do reason very well. We are not all that foolish. Borno people were displaced. They are refugees in Abuja. And you printed 200,000 PVCs and said they should come and collect it. So they will leave the camp in Abuja and trek to Borno, collect it and then go back to Abuja. Where are they going to vote? I love reading the news about the zoo. It's quite fascinating. They should try and do a movie about it. Ogun INEC uncovers 555 PVCs for dead people. Even the dead can vote in the zoo. The zoo is amazing. Judge Bush, thank you very much for making it possible for at least people to have a platform on which to stand, to at least tell humanity that not everybody is foolish in Africa, in black Africa, not everybody. Do you know that even dead people are being registered to vote? The dead people. What type of country is this? I ask myself. We are even dead people. Because according to Ogun, Yoruba, where else is Yoruba land now? Yoruba fraud. They are now claiming they had natural disasters. Now it's INEC. If Yoruba is registering dead people and then want to go and vote. The INEC recorder in Ogun State, Chief Timothy Ipitoye, has disclosed that 555 permanent voter cards brought to the state for registered voters belongs to dead people. Maybe as the PVC we are coming, they started dying. Oh my goodness. My goodness me. I don't know. Let me leave it at that, please. You want me to be in the same country with these people? Awasa is incompetence and corruption. Yoruba is fraud to negatively take advantage of every situation. It has to be fraudulent. They must commit fraud. And it has to be fraud. If there are people displaced, if there are refugees in Ugawasa, there must be refugees in Yoruba land. How do we make money? Yoruba's mind all the time. How do we defraud? All the time. Fraudulent. Not how do we create. How do we cheat? The same thing about Awolowo's jealousy and envy towards Nnamdi Azikiwe. Just jealousy and envy. Scheming. Awolowo schemed to the point of killing little children in order to make money. Awolowo. Yoruba man. My goodness me. The Boko Haram militant group has posted a video which appears to show its fighters killing 2 people for spying. I don't know they know the word spying. The 2 minutes video it shared on its Twitter account shows one of the victims confessing to being to being sent to Baga, Borno State by a former policeman so they could point out whoever they see later. The confession is done with a dagger held behind the victim's neck. The video titled Harvest of Spies and subtitled in Arabic and English and French with sophisticated graphics editing. The group was not known for before. The zoo, they're copying everything ISIS is doing. Everything they're doing, they're copying. And people are following Rocha Sokorocha, a member of Boko Haram. Some of you don't know. Mad people. Mad people. This maybe. Oh, he built roundabout. We have never seen anybody build road for us before. So because Sokorocha built a roundabout near your village, because of that, your children will be forcibly converted to Islam. Or worse, they'll be killed. Because of inability to reason properly. I'm not saying I'm asking people don't vote, because if you're voting it doesn't mean anything. It is inconsequential. People running around, I can understand there is hunger and poverty. You know, chicken change on our. Just do not vote. It's as simple as that. And you push Biafra ever closer. Tinubu would have been in an American jail by now, according to Fanny Gado, whatever his name is. Ahead of the presidential and general elections slated for March 28th and April 11th, respectively, the PDP presidential campaign organization on Monday urged leaders of the APC to pray for the fortune of his presidential candidate Buhari because he was in trouble and surrounded by those he termed snakes. This is just pure gossip. It's rubbish. It's not newsworthy at all. Boko Haram attacks an island on the Niger side of Lake Chad. The same place they said they cleared Boko Haram from. We have killed them, we have conquered, we have taken over. Is it Jonathan? You said we have killed them, we have conquered them. You went to, is it Baga or Braga? I don't know what they call the name of the place. And they are still there, in case you have forgotten. And this is proof that they're still there. They're still there. So I don't know where your so-called army went to, but not where Boko Haram is. Boko Haram gunmen attacked an island on the Niger side of Lake Chad, with locals reporting heavy casualties among those who fled, but no official confirmation of the death toll. A private radio station in Niger said that 2 people died in a fire in a remote village on Sunday evening, but one survivor spoken to by AFP said the death toll was high. Why is it that AFP is always everywhere? Associated French Press, isn't it? Why are they everywhere? Anywhere there is killing going on, they are there. Anyway, we'll continue. A lot of people jumped into the lake to escape the attack. I think that a lot of people drowned, in particular women and children, said one man who escaped with his family in a boat. Abubakar Gamande, the head of the Fishermen's Union in Borno State, northeast of the zoo, said he received phone calls from members telling him about the attack which happened on Sunday. No one knows how many people died in the attack, but many residents fell into the lake and are believed to have drowned. That is the zoo for you. They said Boko Haram no longer... The same lake, Chad, where they said Chadian troops launched the attack from. And combined with the zoo, they wiped out Boko Haram. Bloody liars. I don't know who listens to them anyway. The Zoo Security and Civil Defense Corps in Delta State on Monday arrested a Civil Defense Corps. They have guns as well. That is so. Why don't you put them in the Zoo Police then? Why can't they just answer? If you are looking for people to recruit, why don't you put them into the army or put them into the police? Why are you creating another branch? You call it civil and they're carrying a gun. Does that make sense to anybody? Does that make sense to anybody? I doubt that very much, but that is where the reason, that is how they think. These are baboons, these are monkeys, these are black Africans. I wouldn't expect anything less. They said they arrested suspects, including one Salisu Muhammad, Adamu Seidu, and Sylvester Erabo, who are in the yard of the court. So they can now arrest people as well. But there is no provision in the constitution of the zoo giving them the right to arrest people. I don't know if these arrested men, if they have, I'm not a lawyer, but I'm telling you what to do, how to get these cases dismissed. There is no constitutional provision. There is no legal framework verifiable or that can be interpreted in a court of law granting these people the power to arrest. Therefore, everything they have done is null and void. But you are black people, you don't obey the laws you make. Maybe that's why some of us have, that's why the whole of African country is very poor anyway, isn't it? You don't know what law means. People think that the law is there to straitjacket you, to stop you from doing what you want to do. The law is there to ensure order and cohesion. And with order and cohesion, you get progress. But you won't understand that, will you? This OG. Without law and order, there will be no cohesion, there will be no progress in a civilian setting. The reason why people go to war is to fight so that order can prevail. Order, there will be order. For your information, you have Civil Defense Corps. There is no constitutional provision providing for them to arrest people. Therefore, everything they're doing is illegal. But will somebody talk about it in the court of law? The answer is no. Even if you do, they will bribe the judge. The judge will say, oh no, they can do it. Jonathan said so. That is where you're monkeys and baboons. And I call you that all the time. I don't flinch an inch when I say so. Because you don't know the law. You cannot practice the law. The zoo is a lawless society. Lawless. There is no law in the zoo. That's why I want Biafra. So that we can show them what law means. We will obey everybody. If the law says nobody should come into the stadium with a car, no car will pass there. Anyway, mind you, in Biafra land, once we are ready to go, there will be no siren for anybody. If you like, be the president, it doesn't matter. There will be no siren. You can have a dispatch rider with flashing light if you are on official duty. That is all you can get. You will not have even a generator. Implement these simple laws and you have electricity 24 hours a day. Implement these laws, you have a civil society. Decent society. No, all over the place. That's nonsense. That is for ambulance. So we want to differentiate. When people are in crisis, when the police is responding to an emergency, when ambulance is carrying somebody who is sick, when there is fire somewhere, we want to be able to clear the road immediately. Not an idiot going home from work. Or as the case of the Muslims, be going home to the 6th wife or the 10th wife, and then you stop be making noise along the road as you're moving about as fools that you are. The national chairman of the PDP, Adamu Muazu, on Monday, said the current fuel scarcity, that is another gossip. We don't believe in gossip. They say, we say, that is nonsense. This is proper news. Here, despite delivery of 688 million liters of petroleum motor spirit into the market at the weekend, fuel queues have been noticed in major cities across the zoo, particularly in Lagos and Abuja, compelling motorists to scramble for the product. They imported petrol about 6 days ago. Yet there is fuel scarcity. Can you understand why no sensible person can be called a Nigerian? They have refineries, 4 refineries. They imported fuel as well from abroad. Yet there is fuel scarcity. I don't know if you understand. I think there should be a special degree in understanding the brain of a black African. The making of a very stupid species of human beings. Unbelievable. There is oil coming from the ground, from the water in Biafra land. Oil everywhere. Oil is polluting our farms. We cannot go to farm because of oil. Yet there is fuel scarcity. Are you telling me such people are normal? Are they okay? It's like somebody who is, I don't know, you live near a river, there is tropical storm, water is falling down, there is rain everywhere, and you're telling me your child is dying of thirst. Oh, can't you see my baby? My baby is dying of thirst. Can't you see? There's no water. But go outside and fetch the water and give the child to drink. You say there's no water. Can't you see? Look outside. I don't know. There is this laziness that I find in our people. Laziness. Lazy people. But at least in the farms of the white Americans, we are working very hard. In sugarcane plantations in the Caribbean, we are cutting very, very hard. When it comes to our own, we don't do anything. It reminds me of blacks in America. They kill themselves very easily. They can never kill whites. They only kill themselves, which is quite pathetic. But there you go. They are black people after all. They only kill themselves. They cannot kill whites. They kill fellow black people. When we were taken to the slave farms in the Americas, we were working very, very hard, making sure that America produced enough food to feed its citizens and to sell and to grow. But when it comes to Africa, for us to do the same thing that we are doing in America very well, in the farms owned by white people, when it comes to us working very hard, we can't do it. Why is that? Somebody should tell me. This is Radio Biafra. And lastly, this very evening, no, in fact, we read it before. It is about the UN to probe the zoo government for their decision to impose levy on their students because Nigeria the zoo runs a criminal government. Everybody in the zoo is a corrupt individual not worthy of help. Any money you give to the zoo called Nigeria is a waste. Anybody saying we're giving foreign aid to Nigeria, you're wasting your money. Go and use it and do something better. If you don't know what to do, burn the money. It is even far more better if you burn it than to give it to monkeys and to baboons who don't know how to make use of it. This is Radio Biafra. That concludes our news presentation this evening. And now our lines are open. Once again, we remind you tomorrow is Tweet Tuesday. You must tweet, please. I want it put up everywhere that people must tweet tomorrow. It is about time that the people don't tweet. We remove them from Radio Biafra London, which happens to be the largest Facebook group in the whole world. That is how strong we are. The largest in the whole world. The barrister has joined me once again, the very eminent, accomplished attorney at law, barrister, advocate. I don't know which is anymore. The barrister is with me. And barrister, please, you will continue. This is Radio Biafra.
Thank you, Director. I hope I'm coming out very well.
Too loud and too clear. Please proceed.
Thank you, Director. The one that concerns me most is the UN and the United States. UN, where are they starting their prosecution from? Is it from embezzlement of money? Or is it lack of infrastructure in that bloody zoo? Or is it just about insurance? Or is it just about, name it, UN will not even know where to start from, so they should stop making noise. Because they ain't going nowhere, they just aim for saying sake. Director, America have decided to ban Sharia law, but they want us to remain, you know. Nigeria should be a very nice country for everybody. But they want to ban Sharia law, taking inferences from what is happening here in Britain. Because by the next 10 years, the whole of this place will be covered with Islam. And they start looking for African countries. You see, Director, this world is funny. The Romans came, gone, and other people came, gone. The Vikings, they've all ruled this world. And the Britain are now doing it, but they are fading off. They are moving off from their empire. Very soon, all of them will run into Africa because the Muslims will obviously take over this particular country. They start running away. And then when they come to Africa, it'll be African turn now to start dictating. But unfortunately, we don't have the kind of heart they have. We are good people. God blessed us with mercy, blessed us with good hearts. We will not treat them like the way they have treated us. We are not interested in killing. I don't know. It seems to me that anything and everything called Muslim should have just a particular country where they should live. Africans, if you know you are a Christian country, please take note. I'm sure, is it Angola or is it Gongola? They banned Muslim there. Now, America is now trying to, indirectly, but they will tell you equality. Since they want equality, why are they banning Sharia law? Is it not the same equality they wanted for us? The same equality, Director.
No, Barrister, the thing is that most of the senators who are advocating for the zoo to remain one are mostly Democrats in America. They are mostly Democrats. They are mostly the slave-owning people. But most Republicans support the notion that people should be free. That is the thing about right-wing parties in the USA. They want, and also in Europe, they want freedom for everybody, even including baboons and chimpanzees. They want everybody to be free. Just be free and do your own thing. It is all this wishy-washy, let's embrace each other, let's one world, let's love one another. All this mentality of Aziki, where Africa is one, black, let's unite, nonsense. Who told you I'm one with Alakoba? Who told you that? Please, Barrister, go ahead.
Now, we have listened to this, I don't know if he's semi-Muslim or if he's semi-Christian. He gave us the information about Islam. Director, the reason why I wanted you to play this and you did play it is because you've been saying this. Even if they remove Boko Haram, the Boko Haram will come again in a different name. You've been saying it. You've been saying it that there's nothing you can do to remove this ideology of Sharia, Islam, killing. The guy quoted in Quran that their Muhammad says, hate those who are not of your kind. Kill them. And this is what we've been saying on Radio Biafra. When they say that they are trying to Islamize, it is not Muslim ethics. It is to kill. I've argued this on air, Director, before. These people are not Islamizing. They are killing.
Yeah, you've always said
And
it.
why?
And it's true.
I've always said it, Director.
But Barrister, what you said is correct, because if you look at, people are looking for these are these are bloodthirsty vandals. They want to kill people. So they from there is Islam. It's Islam. We are doing Islam. If you let us kill, their mission is to kill. These are natural born murderers. That's who they are. They are just looking for an excuse to carry it out. That's what I'm saying.
That is it. They are killing. Now, my argument here is this. You want people to join you into Islam, and you are killing them. Now, it defeats your objective. I want to become a Muslim. Then you come and kill me. Now, who will become a Muslim? Nobody. So, if these people do not reverse their ideology of killing, and the guy have also said, do you know the reason why they kill one another? If you you don't even join, you don't support Boko Haram, they'll kill you.
Yes.
If you don't go to church because of, to mosque because of what they're doing, they'll kill you. So we have nothing to do with Islam. So while they are killing us, there's nobody to kill. They start killing one another. Why not reverse this ideology imprinted in your subconsciousness to stop killing people? Because as you kill, nobody will remain to come and worship you in your mosque. It doesn't make any meaning at all. It sounds very animalistic that somebody is doing something that has no meaning. You are doing something. What are you doing this? What are you going to achieve? Everybody does something to achieve something at the end of the day. Now, let's say, for example, you have 100 people in a room. You start killing them every day. Every day you start killing them. Now, when you kill the last person, who are you going to kill? Then you kill yourself. Does it make any meaning? What is the reason for your existence? To come and kill and then exterminate yourself. Muslims, if you are listening, rethink. The guy even mentioned it. You are brainwashed. There is no gain at the end of what your killing spree can afford you. There is no particular gain. Killing people, at the end of the day, you kill yourself. What kind of a religion? And Director, as I always tell you, in the end, what did the guy says? Muslim is a peaceful religion.
Interesting. Very, very interesting indeed, honestly.
Director, let me leave you and stand by. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The voice of the very eminent barrister, and our lines are now open once again. If you're joining us for the very first time, this is Radio Biafra. We are live, we are direct, and humanity is listening. As soon as our head of Directorate of State can come to us, I shall welcome him. MAZI Asiebu, as soon as he can come to us, I will graciously accept him. Let us go to the line once again. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? This is Radio Biafra. The caller on the phone, if you don't pick up this time around, I will be compelled to move on. Can you hear me? They're not paying attention, are they? That is the people we're talking about. Once you hear my voice, go to the line immediately. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. I don't know why that is the case. Let's try once again. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? My
Hello?
goodness me.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, what is your name and
Yeah,
where?
I hear you, sir.
Good. What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Oreki Chizoba. I'm calling from Aba.
Yes, this is Radio Biafra. And the whole world is listening. Please go ahead.
Okay, sir. Please, we here in Aba, a lot of boys are now interested in the... Hello?
I am listening. Don't listen to your voice. Please go ahead and say what you want to say. The world is waiting to hear you speak. Please go ahead and speak.
Okay. So the boys now, we are interested because we started listening to the Radio Biafra. We developed this interest because we know what we are suffering, part of the issue where we are from. So created a kind of forum where all the boys gather together to listen to Radio Biafra. But now what we are asking for is any way we can be, that we can kind of participate fully to contribute towards the restoration of this Biafra.
Of course, I have taken your number down. The Biafra land coordinator, Chidebere Nwudiwe, will contact you very, very shortly. There is something that all of you can do. Because Aba is in a mess. We need to rescue Aba. We need to rescue every city in Biafra land. We need to defend our lives against the horde of the Islamic infidels, of which Jonathan knows little or nothing about. So we will come for you people. I have your telephone number and somebody will call you very, very shortly. We need all the young men in Aba because very soon the zoo will burn. We will burn it down. Simple as that. We will burn the zoo down. That is our promise and we must carry it out. The zoo will, why won't it burn? We will burn the place down. I tell you the truth. We will burn it down. We are making our plans very quietly and making sure that everything is in place for the zoo's destruction. It will be gone. We destroy it. If you come to our land, you die with us. And that's a very simple promise. It's not like before. The caller on the line, can you hear me? This is Radio Biafra.
Yes. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Your name and where you are, please.
My name is Igbo.
And where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Aba.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Thank you. I love your performances.
Thank you.
I say, the God Almighty grant you with more wisdom to pilot the affairs of Biafra.
He said.
Thank you. And we are here praying. Some of us, as we cannot reach you, we are here praying to God Almighty that He will grant you people successful journey. And we are strongly believing that if it is come to fight, we will fight again.
What is it for? We are going to fight. If anybody is not prepared to fight, they should go and sit down and watch. But we will fight.
We are ready.
Uh-huh.
We are ready to fight to claim our father's land.
Of course.
We can never surrender to Boko Haram or to Muslims.
Impossible.
It's impossible. Our father Ojuku said, anybody that will fight our enemy till the last day. Because he said if they win us, we join them, we win them after. And I'm hoping that after they have won the war, that we are going to win them after. All the things Ojuku said has all completed. Only winning them after. We are about to witness it. And I believe this year will not pass, that we win them after.
Of course, we will make it happen. We need the support of everybody, including all of you in Aba. Everybody, Aba is key. Onitsha is also key. Owerri is pivotal. Enugu is important. We are also saying that Abo is very, very important. Warri is key. I'm naming places where we need men for us to be able to do what we have to do. Thank you very much. Thank you. This is Radio Biafra. We are live, we are direct. I presume that the head of the Directorate of State, MAZI NNAMDI KANU, we call him Omumio here, that he has joined us all the way from Victoria in Spain. Can you hear me?
Yes, Director. Good evening from Victoria, Spain.
And good evening from here. Please go ahead. The world is listening. Go ahead.
Thank you, Director. Thank you. May Chukwu Abiyama bless you.
And you too. You did very well. I must congratulate you for putting up a very spectacular performance over the weekend. It was grand. It was bliss. It was indeed heaven, because Biafrans came from far and wide and we left in peace. We arrived at our destination safely, and I can also confirm that the COC has also touched down as we speak in Houston in Texas. So we are complete. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Director. Before I go on, I must introduce myself properly to Biafrans all over the world. My name remains Mr. Uchenna Asiebu. I am from Ihitenansa in Osu, LGA, Biafra land. I am your humble servant, the head of the Directorate of State of Indigenous People of Biafra. Director, I must congratulate the world. I have never been this happy. I have never been this happy all my life. The whole world converged in Victoria over the weekend. What a happy family reunion. It was wonderful. It was awesome. There was a wonderful atmosphere over the weekend. Biafrans all over the world. What a mass return. a mass return. For the first time, Biafrans all over the world is coming together and be very, very happy. There is no single casualty. Everything went successfully. I thank Chukwu Abiyama. All that came, they went home, and everybody's happy again. All I will say is that whatever you contributed in making it to Victoria, Chukwu Abiyama will bless you in abundance.
Yes,
I pray that Chukwu Abiyama will bless all of you in abundance.
Yes, sir.
Director, I must confirm to you, with what you are doing, Director, I assure you Biafra will surely come. Nothing will ever stop Biafra. The more they try to derail us, the more we progress. What a wonderful outing. I must tell Biafrans, I must congratulate our COC, Engineer Chukwuemeka Iranya. I must congratulate Uchemefo, the man in the engine. Uchemefo is our deputy, our formidable and able deputy. I love him so much. And I do call him. He is my in-law. Uchemefo is my man. Uchemefo has been there. In fact, as a matter of fact, there is nothing Uchemefo cannot do to make sure Biafra arrive. And I know that Biafra will surely come. I must congratulate Barrister Imam Mezu, the anchorman, the man in the machine. Barrister Imam Mezu, I congratulate you. Chukwu Abiyama will be your God. I will always congratulate the people of admin, all the members of admin on Facebook. Chukwu Abiyama will bless all of you for the wonderful jobs you are doing. I must congratulate Obido Obienu. Obido Obienu. If I saw no man here,
very simple.
Biafra will come.
Very simple.
I must tell you, everything is powerful. I must congratulate Manamu Ugochukwu, the man with nourished beers. In fact, Director, even the beers of Manamu Ugochukwu, the maintenance alone in a week will give us a defense fund.
I'm telling you.
A week alone.
He grooms himself very well, which is good.
I tell you.
We are very clean. We are clean people.
What a wonderful man, Director.
He is. He is.
As a matter of fact, the only casualty we notice is that your own personal secretary, I warned him, he wouldn't listen. I warned him not to go and eat fish yesterday. He went and he missed his flight. He
went to eat fish and missed his flight. That's
yes, I warned him. He went against my advice. I told him not to go. He went. And he missed his flight. He missed his flight.
So where is Obioma now? Where is he? Has he caught another flight?
Obioma is still parading himself in Bilbao Airport.
My goodness. Not very good. That's my secretary lost in the airport in Bilbao. Not very good. We must try and rescue him. We have to try and rescue him, please.
We will rescue him. He's going to Barcelona. He will connect tomorrow. He will be in Sweden.
Wonderful.
Obioma Ebere is a wonderful person. I love him so much.
He has done very well.
He did wonderfully. As a matter of fact, he is formidable. That I must tell you, everything went on. Everything went successfully. And Director, I will not fail to congratulate Biafrans in Victoria, especially the executive.
No, they did well. Oh my goodness!
Fantastic.
Director, fantastic.
I cannot end this thing without congratulating our zonal coordinator in Victoria, Sodenwa Chukwu. He did a wonderful job. Chukwu Abiyama will bless all of them. I must congratulate Tony, who is our financial secretary here in Victoria. He did a wonderful job. Obinna, Emmanuel, all of you, Chukwu Abiyama will bless you, and you must continue working for your country. And I'm sure Biafra will surely come. I must congratulate all the pastors, the elders in Victoria. You are all awesome. You are wonderful. And as a matter of fact, the wisdom of elders will never depart you. We love you all. Chukwu Abiyama will surely bless you. Those of you who is still sneaking, gossiping, keep on gossiping. Why waste pride? We will make it, and Biafra will come. Director, I'm not going to take much of your time. I thank you, and I thank you. I will forever remain loyal to you because you are the commander of all the loyal forces, and you will walk, and Biafra will come. God bless you. God will bless your wonderful wife. God will bless Nemeka, and God will bless Biafra. Thank you, Director. I will be signing off from Victoria Square.
Thank you very much. Well spoken. Well spoken. That was our head of the Directorate of State, They run this very movement on a day-to-day basis. As we direct, that is all we can do. They run it on a day-to-day basis. And this is Radio Biafra. We must go back to your calls. There is somebody waiting on the line. I don't know how far they have waited. The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yes. Give us, yes, your name. Yes, what is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Osigwe. I'm calling from Malaysia.
Thank you very much. Go ahead.
Okay. Please, my major effort on this research. First of all, I must give our director, Nnamdi Kanu, kudos for the job well done. And ask God for more blessings towards him for the restoration of Biafran state. And another thing is my focus is particularly in Igbo state. What can we do to make sure that we oust that Malam culture from that government house? Because me, on my own point of view, I know the man is particularly born of Hausa or like a key and sent to Eastern Nigeria to make sure they use him to work towards the Igbos. So I need more advice because I'm coming down, President, I'm talking to you. I'm coming down to Nigeria to make sure I do whatever I can do on my own part to make sure that I got no single vote from my own local government in the state. And also, the Biafran struggle, the restoration, I'm willing to make sure join the struggle of the forces of the Biafran. I'm willing to do so. So I will need more explanation. I will need more feedback to me to know where I can fix up myself.
Yes, thank you very much. Under the able leadership of Obilo Anthony in Malaysia, what I want you to do is to be very close to the executive we have in Malaysia. Everybody have now realized and understood where we stand, and they will be able to guide you. I like the anger in your voice. I like it when people speak. I can sense it. I can sense the frustration from your voice and the anger. That's what I love. That man cannot stay. I don't have anything personal against Ogorocha. All I'm trying to say is that you can't bring Islam to our land. Awụsa Fulani, they try. Ndị Awụsa gbara mbọ mgbe mbụ ka ha butere anyị alakụba anyị ajọ. We said no, not just us. Chukwu Abịama, God in heaven said no. That army that Awụsa Fulani people sent was destroyed in Benue State. They were killed off. That marks the beginning of the territory of Biafra. For Okorocha to bring Islam to Owe Eri, people must understand the name very well. It's Owe Eri. E-R-I. Owerri is, oh my God, I don't know how to explain it. You see Arochukwu, you see Owerri. People must understand that these two places are key to who we are as a people. Owerri and Arochukwu, very, very key. Anybody messing with Owerri is inviting the wrath of Chukwu Abịama. Owe Eri himself. I don't know if Okorocha understands what he's doing. I don't know. That is why I've always liked Njemanze family. Because those people are very, very strong. They don't condone rubbish. I remember governors come, they bring a cow, they bring a goat. They have stood firm. Always speaking the truth. It doesn't matter. If you like, give them contract. If you like, you don't. It doesn't matter. I hope the new generation of Njemanzes that they're still behaving that way. Because Owerri cannot fall to Islam. Owerri cannot fall to Islam. People don't understand. I have nothing. I am not a politician. I'm not into politics. We are not interested in the zoo politics. I mean, if Okorocha were to keep Islam away from what he's doing, everybody will forward their goodwill to him. We want people to understand this. Nobody has anything personal against him. If he stops this Islamization agenda, if he stops it, then people may find reason to even begin to forgive him. But having Islam Alakoba on NTA, having Islam on NTA in Owerri. Okorocha building Islamic mosque near Mbakwe's office is unforgivable. 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 Thank you, my dear brother. Keep very, very close to our executive in Malaysia, and then you can participate and be one of us. Of course, this is Radio Biafra. Our lines are open. We are on Fioto. Every line is on and active. My goodness me, how can we cope? This is Radio Biafra. Humanity is listening. My goodness me, our lines are going crazy. Let me try this one. The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Good evening, sir. Good evening, Director.
Good evening, please. Your name and where you are.
Yeah, Director, this is Inyuku Mene Ekago.
Yes, thank you very much. Go ahead.
The servant of the grace of God, the servant of the people in Abba, the coordinator of Abba.
Thank you.
Yeah, Director, please, I want to comment on tell the Abba people. Please, they are all responding to what we are doing now, Director. I want to commend all of them. They are trying. And if you want to get in touch with what we are doing in Aba, please, this is the number to call. 080 664 70780. I repeat once again. 080 664 70780. And Director, please, I want to. There is an argument heated on right now where we are listening. They said it's Owerri, not Owerri.
No, it's not Owerri. Owerri, what name is that? It's Owerri. Eri. E-R-I.
Well, the truth is, we are all learning anyway.
It is Eri, not Owerri. What? Owerri is a spiritual home. What are they talking about? Owerri is a son of Uri. What's he talking about? You know what is Eri at all? They should go and recite what Eri means, please. For goodness sake. We don't answer any frivolous name. Every name we answer has a meaning, including Ekusigo. If not Nari, Ekusigo has a meaning. Nobody should tamper with Owerri. It's too divine. It's central to what we are doing. It's at the epicenter. Don't forget that. It is central to what we are doing. People must understand that. And don't tamper with that place. That is why Okorocha, what is doing is not good at all. It's not good. Yes, the caller on the turn your system down. Please turn it down. If you don't turn it down, we cannot hear you now. That is the problem. Turn your system down or you move away from the room, please. Move away from the room or you turn your system down. This is Radio Biafra.
Okay, I'm away from the room now, sir.
Thank you very much. Please, your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Emmanuel Okoya. I'm calling from Nodi in Biafra land.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
My coordinator, we are very, very happy at this side. We are more than 30 boys now watching, reaching to the network. We are all very, very happy. I'm trying to say that I'm just like somebody that rose up from the dead again. Since I'm listening to Radio Biafra, I never knew that something like this and whatever is happening in Nigeria is now I knew the whole secret and everything. That is why we are very, very serious to be watching Radio Biafra.
Thank you very much. Yes, thank you very much. And the world is listening to you. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. Thank you. Go ahead.
Yes, anywhere I go, I keep telling people about Radio Biafra, and some people are just arguing, say that what I'm saying is like, so I convinced so many people to come and listen to Radio Biafra this afternoon. They all covered, they all said that they didn't believe that this type of thing is happening. I said, I'm not telling them the lie. They have heard them by themselves about this man, Mwabeze Chris Ngige, with the head off. Everybody was very, very surprised and very excited that the man is saboteur to us. So that's what I'm trying to say now, my coordinator.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. People are listening. I hope you can hear it. Up to 30 people in one place listening in Biafra land. We are mobilizing the children of heaven. By the time we finish, the zoo will be gone. We are being very, very methodical. Our approach is devastating. They don't understand it. There is one thing you cannot take away from a people. You can take away everything, but their ideology, what they believe in, you cannot take it away or counter it. It's impossible. That is why to us, Biafra is a religion. We want to raise an army that humanity has never seen before. This is not 67 to 70. We can never lose again. It is impossible for us to. How are we going to lose? Like what Nani Boko Haram is giving the zoo a run for their money. How can the children of God lose? People who are learned, educated people. Right now, we didn't have money before. Now we have money now. You know that very well. We are in America. We are in Canada. We are in Mexico. We are in Brazil. We are in Chile. We are in Ecuador. We are all across the Caribbean. We are in Europe. We are in Africa. We are in Asia. We are in Australia. Do you understand? Only $1 each. We can fight a war for 1 million years if they want it. You don't know the strength you have. You don't know how powerful you are. With Radio Biafra IPOB, we want to remind you of how strong you are. Somebody asking me about property. I have a property in Gwagwalada. What is going to happen to it? So is that what you call property? By the time we finish building houses in Biafra land, then you see what houses should look like. Nonsense. All your investments will be protected under international law. You are far more better off in Biafra looking for your property in the zoo than outside. The reason why abandoned properties worked before was because they came and they reintegrated us into them. That was why we lost it. So every court of redress you had was local, was within. And you know there's no justice in the zoo. This time around, if they take your property, we will refund you the value of the property 2 times and we hold the zoo and they will pay. They will pay now. Don't you know that? Our side is landlocked. Before we send up any goods to them, they will pay for all the properties in their area. We can't stop them from accessing the seas. International law. International law says every landlocked country cannot be denied access to the sea. You cannot stop them from going to the sea. And I wouldn't want to stop them because I want our economy to grow as well. I have nothing against them as a people. All I'm saying is that the path they are pursuing is destructive and unacceptable. Wholesomely unacceptable. I have a caller on Skype. Can you hear me? The caller on Skype. Can you hear me? This is Radio Biafra.
Hello, my director. Good evening.
Good evening, my dear brother. Your name and where you're calling us from, please, if you may.
My name is Mr. Chinadu calling from Northern Cyprus.
From Northern Cyprus. Northern Cyprus. Thank you very much. Everywhere on this earth, people are listening. Please go ahead. The whole world is listening to you attentively. Go ahead.
I just want to thank you for your effort and your good work.
Thank you.
And also want to use this opportunity to know if I can get in contact with the Northern Cyprus coordinator, because I'm very, very interested also to know how to support what the people are doing. I'm much happy and grateful about that.
Thank you very much for that. We have a coordinator in Northern Cyprus. I want the admin, IPOB admin, all of you there. I want you, COC, I don't know if you're settled down, I can see him writing on Facebook. I need the contact number of Cyprus, Emmanuel Otusoro, our Middle East rep. I need the telephone contact that our brother may receive it as well. Please keep on listening. Keep on listening. And then I will announce that number on air so you can copy it. The number of our coordinator in Northern Cyprus. We are everywhere around this planet and you're telling me we are going to lose. Oh, no, God, we failed because we couldn't buy weapons, we couldn't raise money, and we did not consult very well before we commenced. Right now, we consult everybody, every village, every clan. In Cross River State, in Akwa Ibom, in River State, in Bayelsa, in Delta, everywhere we consult extensively. Tell them this is what we're going to do. And that is the work of Radio Biafra, in case you don't know. In case you don't understand. It's as simple as that. That is why we are here. And that is why we are going to win. We cannot lose. Everybody who has come before has tasted defeat. In the end, we win. And the zoo will be the crowning glory. that in the end, Chukwu Abiyama, the world will know that the name of God is Chukwu Abiyama. That's all we're asking for. You can hear them, man. The caller on Skype, can you hear me?
Yes.
Please turn your system down if you want us to proceed with this conversation. You will turn your system down and speak to me via Skype alone. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Okay, Director, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, my name is Fabian Kasrachi Osuja. I'm calling from Dakar, Senegal. I'm from Imo State, from Inside Kanu in Biafra land.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Director, I'm thanking you for all your work. Everything which you are doing for us, God will reward us back. In Tukwa my name.
You say?
Director, there are one thing which is bothering me a lot.
Yes, what is it?
Last time we do atonement, Director. So before we commence our work in action, I think that we need to do more prayer, atonement as we do, so that more people have to fall out. Because those who are walking in, and there are more those who are saboteurs among us. So I think that more prayers and many people will follow so that we have a real people.
That is true. That is true.
Because I said it. Another thing I want to chip in is that, before, maybe on 2012, he was begging that people should be adding on Facebook, on Skype, so that we'll be having people. Along the time, you say that there will be a time when there will be no chance for them and there will be no room.
Yes.
And that is today, which is there is no time and there is no room. And now people are coming out from everywhere. That is what I'm happy for it. Most of the time people say that why those people who is under Nnamdi Kanu are do like him. Then I answer the person and say that lion will never ever have a goat as a baby. That lion must die a lion.
Of
and
course.
the man will never have an orange.
Of course.
So there are one thing again which somebody just asked me in last Friday meeting.
Yes.
Yeah, I was wondering and I was shocked. Most of the times we will be talking about broadcasting about the zoo, but please you have to take us back. Somebody asked me, do you know the name of flag in Igbo language? I was shocked. I don't know what to answer.
The name of flag, it has escaped me. Is an it has escaped me. I have forgotten. I saw it in the Bible. I saw it in Igbo Bible. I was reading Igbo Bible and I went to the corresponding verse in the Bible and it was called a particular thing. I have forgotten what it is, but I'm going to find it for you. Before tomorrow, I will get it for you.
Yes. The name in Igbo language is Okoloto.
That is Okoloto. That is correct. That is correct, Okoloto. Yes, that is correct.
Yes, yes. We all have a focus in
Okoloto. That's what it is.
I forgot who we are. Yes. So I'm happy. Once you call, more people will learn. And the one I like you so much is that something which you don't know. When people remember it to you, you are happy for that.
Of course.
So that is the same thing to me.
Of course.
So I'm learning director.
Thank you.
I thank you for everything.
And I thank you too.
Bless you.
Ise is Okoloto everywhere. Even Castro and Kume that came from Israel. There are people I have not mentioned here. The Israeli contingent was led by Castro and Kume. He came and he arrived safely back in Israel. I remember Agunobi. Agunobi was with us also there. Germany came very, very strong. Uzurumike was there. Fred Onyale was there. Monika Chukwu Zemba was there. Many of them came from all over the place. I am actually struggling to remember everybody that came. And of course, our European rep, Doziem, was there. Very strong, very gentle. He walks very quietly, but devastatingly effective. I commend each and every one of you. And also, I don't like the name Linda. I don't like it. She will try and change that name and remove it completely. She will remove it, and then I can address her properly the way I want to. This is Radio Biafra. We must continue. Our work is endless. We are relentless. We are marching on. We are incisive. We are decisive because we want Biafra to come in truth and honesty. And then I have to ask you, everybody is calling us from all parts of the world saying they want to be part of what we're doing. Please, we don't lie. And I have to ask you, we don't lie. And the army of Biafra do not smoke Indian hemp. You must understand this. Two things you must learn. If you want to join the army of Biafra, you will not smoke any hard drugs. Cigarette, yes. Indian hemp, no. Very, very important. That is why the armies of every army that has come out of Africa has been ill-disciplined. We don't want an army that will commit atrocities of any kind. We want to develop and grow the finest army known to man, to replicate our fathers and what they did, and even be better. That's exactly what we're going to do. No Indian hemp. The caller on I have a caller, I believe, on the phone. Is that correct? The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Yeah. Good day, sir.
And good evening to you, please. Your name and where you are. Turn your system down. The world is listening. I want to hear your voice alone, please, if you can.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yes. This is Ikechukwu Onyawo.
And where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Owerri.
From Owerri. Thank you very much. Please go ahead. The whole world is listening. Go ahead.
Yes. You're welcome, sir. There are some pressing issues I needed to clarify, but first of all, I thank God for Radio Biafra.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, go ahead. We are listening. There is a time delay between here and there. Some few seconds. Please go ahead because we are taking time. Go ahead and say what you want to say. What are the issues you want to clarify? Go ahead.
Yes. The issues are one, the link between Mazop and the Biafra Zion movement. And again, the Biafran pounds. We've received so much news about Biafra pounds that is going to stick in the Switzerland and all that. What happened to Biafran pounds? And again, I want to also find out the true situation of the Biafran dream, because we also receive conflicting informations, and as such, we are confused of the true situation.
Why?
So
hold on. I want us to clarify something. Which part of this issue are you confused about? What is confusing about it? What is the confusion? What are the doubts you're having? We are not BZM, mind you. We are indigenous people of Biafra. We don't belong to any group association. We are Biafran people all over the world. IPOB, Indigenous People of Biafra. That's who we are. BZM, you're asking me what is the link. Please turn your radio down or walk away from there. Turn your radio down because it's interfering with what we're doing. Turn it down. He's asking you a question. What is the relationship between BZM and MASOP? They share one thing in common. They have Biafra in their names. I have respect for BZM. I have respect and admiration for Benjamin Onwoka for what he has been able to do. Owazurike is a thief. I have no time for criminals. He is running around telling you he's printing currency in Switzerland. Which currency is that? In which Switzerland? Switzerland, I have the IPOB families. Who is his representative in Switzerland? We are the only people with presence in the whole world, in every continent of the world, including Australia and South America. We have presence IPOB. It's because we don't want to be jumping on newspapers all the time because we have a media outfit. There is nothing like Biafran currency. You can only mint a currency when you are fully sovereign. What has currency got? Did Mandela print currency when he was in prison? Did George Washington print currency before he fought for the freedom of the Americas from the British? Did Che Guevara print any currency? Did Fidel Castro of Cuba print any currency? Did Mahatma Gandhi print any currency? Even Ayatollah Khomeini, did he print any currency? Did what's his name? What's his name? Why am I forgetting names these days? Joseph, not Stalin, the one before. My goodness me. Lenin. Did Lenin print any currency? Did the French people print any currency before they overthrew King Louis XIV and Marie Antoinette? Was there any currency before Cromwell led the revolution here in this very country in England when they killed King Charles I and cut off his head to tell him he's a human being? Why is it that we do things? You are minting currency. Who told you I want to have a pound? The British pound is British. Do you think I want a pound in my currency? Is that what you think? Having seen what the British did to us, any idiot printing any currency with the pound sign in it is a complete fool. Complete fool. Considering what the British did to us. I can understand why we did it in 1770, but not now. Considering the role the British played, why would you want pound as part of your currency that you issue? Why are you issuing currency? Are you a sovereign state? Why are you printing passport? Are you sovereign? You are not sovereign. You're deceiving yourselves. Because indigenous people of Biafra all over the world is growing momentum. He wants to compete. That's all. We do what we do based on what we have accomplished. Not going to Yoruba papers and talking rubbish. Pochala block, Zucha cement, zinc, and ceiling, hotel. The Biafran dream, he asked, and I will answer you. The Biafran dream is this. We need young men that are prepared to die for their country. Are you prepared to die for what you believe in? It's as simple as that. Once we have sufficient number of men who are prepared to die for Biafra, then Biafra will come. Anybody telling you rubbish, I ain't got a meeting ever. We went to meeting at OAU. We went to meeting at CCU. It's rubbish. Rubbish. You can attend all the meetings in the world. That will not give you Biafra. What will give you Biafra is guns and bullets, and Biafra will come. Anybody telling you anything else is talking rubbish. Before the children of God went into the promised land, Jericho, they walked around the wall 7 times and it collapsed. It wasn't due to negotiation. There is no negotiation when it comes to freedom. You fight and you submit your enemy to your will. That's what you do. Oh, we are doing sit at home. We are doing sit in the forest. We are on top of the tree. Sit on the road. Kidnapping. Ike brought kidnapping into Biafra and he knows that very well. I have all the facts and evidence. It's in a court of law for those who don't know. With Biafra, you think you can be campaigning for Jonathan, a freedom fighter campaigning for a political party in the same country where he claims he's being oppressed. Are we that foolish that people cannot reason? A freedom fighter, you're campaigning for Jonathan. What has Jonathan, the zoo president, got to do with Biafra? What has he got to do with Biafra? That you're campaigning for him for another 4 years. Then after that, I will say, is that how a human being should talk? Where is your brain? Where is your sense? Oh, Chineke, man. For goodness sake. I need men, for people who can reason properly. I need men, not boys, men. I'm tired of preaching on Radio Biafra. I'm warning people now. We need to march as quickly as possible. We need guns, we need bullets everywhere around the world. If you know, go and buy us 1 rifle. Buy us 1,000 rounds of ammunition. Your job is done. Couldn't hear you again, man? All the time. Nobody gets their freedom through negotiation. You force your enemy to concede territory to you. The same thing they ask us 10 billion times over. I don't need it. I need guns and I need bullets. That is all we need. Guns and bullets. Leave the rest to us. The zoo will fall. We'll burn it down completely. They think Boko Haram is bad. We are worse. One time, I say it so mostly there will be no ambiguity. And now, you will know it is us. This is Radio Biafra, the caller on the phone. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, Kingsley from Owerri calling.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to contribute to what I'm hearing from the Radio Biafra.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I'm a passionate Biafran.
Yes, go ahead.
Hello?
I can hear you very well. Please don't wait for your voice to come through. Keep on talking. Your voice will come through. There is a time delay because of where we are. The speed of sound is only 850 miles per second. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I want to be connected to the zonal commander within Owerri. And also I want to hear, because I heard over the radio last time, Radio Nigeria, that Biafra has been recognized with OAU. I don't know if that is true.
It is not true. Here we don't lie. It is not true. I don't know where people get such information. OAU recognizing you or going to a meeting, which is false anyway, is a lie. Why do people use the name of Biafra to lie? OAU is meant for independent sovereign nation. Sovereignty means you are in control of your territory. Are we in control of our territory? The answer is no. Malam Jurebenina, Boki Jurebenina, we are not in control of our territory. How can you go and say you attended OAU? What is wrong with people? No kwase. Anyway, the people that told that lie, they no longer exist. They have disappeared. You won't be hearing from them again. Ever. Halago. The only thing they can do now, in fact, they can't even turn to saboteurs, because the people that are going to report us to, they are looking for them. They can't even be saboteurs anymore. Please, that is what is happening. We are not in OAU anything. It is a lie. Oku ase kobo. It's a lie. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? I have a caller on the phone. Can you hear me? This is Radio Biafra. Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. What is your name and where are you calling from?
I can hear you.
Good evening. What is your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Shukuma. I'm calling from Nnewi.
From Nnewi. Thank you very much. Please go ahead. Hello?
I am the servant of the wonderful people of Biafra in Nnewi here.
Oh, thank you very much. Please go ahead. We are listening. Go ahead. We are waiting. Go ahead.
Okay, sir. So I'm very, very happy. I'm very, very happy. I don't know what to say. That's why I'm not calling, because I'm happy because of what is going on. I used to live in Lagos State, because immediately I discovered Biafra, I pack up my things and go home. I'm in Nnewi now, and I'm here to serve my people, and that is what I'm doing.
Wonderful.
I've sent my message to COMMENT that I have found a secure place. The job you gave me, I have done it yesterday.
That is good.
I'm waiting for COMMENT to give me an update on what to do.
He will call you. I said, Nnewi will be on radio tomorrow. Nnewi will be on radio tomorrow. By tomorrow, the whole of Nnewi on nature, everywhere, everywhere, it will be on Radio Biafra, on radio, on transistor radio. By tomorrow, we know what we are doing, because Chukwu Abiyama is with us. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? This is Radio Biafra.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
So, my name is Uwade Gumado from Germany.
From Germany. Which part of Germany are you in?
Munich City.
Munich, thank you very much. Germany was well represented at the opening of our embassy in Victoria.
was there, our member.
Of course. He's one of us. Go ahead.
I just want to comment and say about Yoruba people. They should go and set more Igbo or Biafran shops or Biafran business on fire, so that they can have more number people. They will say that they are displayed, they are in to use, so that they can claim more money, or so that they can claim more things. But the stupid people are Igbo people who are in Lagos or Ibadan or anywhere in Yoruba land. So they can use them and spoil their business, so they can join people and claim money too, like Hausa people are claiming. This is only what I just want to say. The stupid ones are our Igbo people.
Thank you very much. Thank you, my dear. And what you have just said is a very, very clever thing. I never thought along those lines, the Yoruba will burn Igbo shops in Lagos and then say that there is a disaster, displace people, and then take the money and to develop Yoruba land. Very, very clever. Yoruba Ndioshi Kahabo. They are thieves. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? This is Radio Biafra. Can you hear me? No, they are not paying attention. When they do, I shall go back to them. The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Director, good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Christian Ndubisi from Olo, Imo State, Biafra.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Thank you for your good work.
And I thank you too.
And we are here. We know that everything goes successfully. And
we have lost him, no fault of ours. The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Please, what is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Augustine Chukudumaka Uchagu.
Thank you. And where are you calling from?
Calling from Nnewi.
From Nnewi. Thank you. Go ahead.
What I want to say is, by the grace of God, I am a pastor. And I have a clear revelation to what you people are doing. Before I begin to hear Radio Biafra, all that you are saying is a liberation, sir. If the Igbos will hear your voice, that your voice is the voice of the servant of the living God, if they will listen to the voice of God from you, they should save their life and generation and future. But if they will not, they will meet it live and direct that the Hausas are ready to turn them to Islamic or they die.
Of course.
So, but the truth is, continue in your good news because they will see it with their eyes. But it is a bad thing to say, and I know, when we need to do the things that we rightly need to do, because if they get you unaware, you cannot fight. But if you fight before the unaware come, you can have your victory. But what I'm saying is that Chukwu Abiyama will help you. And as we keep praying as pastors in Igbo land, what the Muslims and the Hausas are planning with the Yoruba people will not come to pass. But I want to tell you this. If Jonathan failed this election, just match it out that the plan of Buhari, he has by revelation, God have revealed that Buhari have taken a oath to turn Nigeria to Islamic nation, do or die affair, that is ready to kill many of the Christians to turn this nation to Islamic nation. But it cannot be possible for him because we are praying seriously. And we believe our God, that God will see us through and He will cause Biafra to be. And I pray that God will strengthen you, give you more wisdom, more strength, and empower you in every level. I believe it and I know that God will bring it to pass. Because God has prophets in Biafra, and Biafra will exist. Biafra will, even though if we will not live to see Biafra, our children will live to see Biafra, but we will fight for it.
You see?
Thank you very much, Sir Director.
Thank you very much. And of course, we are going to see Biafra. Why not, if not? That is why we are here. We will fight for it and we will get it. This is Radio Biafra. Once again, we are live and we are direct. We are broadcasting to the entirety of humanity from London, here in the United Kingdom. Everywhere on this planet, people are listening via their radio. If you're in Biafra land, people are listening on satellite all over Africa, and people are listening online all over the world. Have you seen our strategy? Can you beat it? Before we came 67 to 70, Radio Biafra, Koko, Ndemanko, they were in a little battle, moving from town to town, from village to village. No. Right now, we sit in one place and the whole world is covered. In one single place. The whole of the world is listening and we can interact as one family. This is Radio Biafra. We welcome each and every one of you. Once again, I must acknowledge those that came to Victoria. Nnamdi Melo is from our IPOB in Austria. Austria was also represented. Azayoba, how can I forget? It's impossible. Azayoba is our overall national in Ireland, very strong, very resolute from day one. Has been with us all the way through. We had somebody coming from Greece. Greece was also represented. Switzerland was also there. And I know that Onyebuchi, our own UK coordinator, was there. And I also know that Ewuzie was there. Omudo from Cork in Ireland was there. He's also one of us, incidentally. I also know for certain that Netherlands were also represented. I was there yesterday, and in fact, we flew on the same aircraft from Bilbao to Amsterdam yesterday. They were also represented. Our people came from far and wide. We were there. Even my old friend, Kromoto, was also there. The whole thing was fabulous. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. It was very, very exciting. This is Radio Biafra. We must go ahead. Our lines are jammed. Our lines are packed, but we must take your calls. The caller on the line, can you hear me?
You should pick my call.
I
can hear you.
We have picked your call. There are too many people calling. Radio Biafra is a worldwide broadcast. People are calling from all over the world. What is your name?
Just deliver my message to him. You saw my text message?
I have not seen your text message. Can you deliver your message live on air if you can?
Let him voice out my text message.
Your line is not very clear, please. Could you endeavor to call us back? Try and call us back, please. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Hello, Director. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. What is your name and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Enugu State, Biafran land.
Thank you very much. Thank you, my dear sister. Thank you. The world is listening. Please go ahead.
Director, honestly, that Saturday evening, I was with you people in spirit. I was listening to everything happening in Victoria. I just feel like joining you guys there.
Thank you.
I extend my regards to Koromoto, your friend.
Yes.
A good love. Your words are one.
Yes.
I'm proud of her.
Yes, Ifoma as well is her name. Ifoma.
Is that once again I wanted to complain is that the radio Biafra here in Enugu doesn't function again. I don't know what is wrong.
It is functioning. What do you mean it's not functioning? Chidebere is listening. What is going on? I need to find out what is happening at Enugu again. They said there was a problem with our receptors. We went and we fixed it. What is the has it been raining at Enugu? Anytime it rains now, there's a problem.
I'm trying to convince people. So whenever they turn it on, they will call me and tell me that they can't receive anything.
Chidebere, I need to know what is happening. I will find out and I will tell you. Stay where you are. Keep listening, and I will tell you exactly when it is going to be rectified. Chidebere, what is going on at Enugu? Or beginning in Enugu? What is happening? I need to know. They said our station is not working at Enugu. What is the problem? Why is it not working? I need to have answers ASAP that I can relate that to our dear sister and all people who are right now disappointed I cannot be in Tempest at the same time. I expect them to do something about it. What is happening to our relay station in Enugu? Why is Enugu not receiving it? The caller on Skype, can you hear me?
Hello, Director. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, I'm calling from Cabo Verde. My name is Uchechukwu Amade.
Uchechukwu Amade from Cape Verde, one of the islands of the coast of West Africa. Is that correct?
Yeah, you're right.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead. Everywhere in the world we are in. Go ahead.
I just want you to know that I have already prepared my mind for a very long time I'm already prepared to die for Biafra. You know, that's what I want you to know, that very, very soon I will be coming to Biafra land.
Very good.
Whatever it takes, I just want you to know that I have already satisfied myself, even though I die for Biafra. So far Biafra comes, that is the most important thing in my life. Just want you to know that.
That's very good. That is very, very good. I'm happy to hear that. That is very good.
I really appreciate what's your job. Honestly, I don't know how to say, I don't know what to say to you, but honestly, may Chukwu Obiama straighten you and give you all the whole power to rule us and everything.
You say, thank you very much.
Director,
thank
you for everything you have been doing for us. I really thank you, but my heart belongs to the Biafran and nothing will change it. Not the Osama bin Laden, not the Boko Haram, not the stupid Yoruba, the coward people. They're all over the place, even here in Cape Verde. So they cannot change my mind. There is nothing will change it. So I just want you to know that we are behind you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. This is Radio Biafra. We are continuing with our work from Cape Verde. It's a very tiny island, and they helped us a lot. And many people left from Owerri to go to Cape Verde. Little children, refugee. Most of them didn't come back. Our brother is there in Cape Verde, and they are listening to Radio Biafra. That's what I told you. We're all over the world. People don't know how far we have gone in what we are doing. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? The caller on the phone, can
Good evening, Director.
Good evening, please. Your name and where you are.
My name is Joseph Chipujike Ejikeme.
Thank you. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Owerri in Biafran.
Thank you very much. The world is listening. Please go ahead.
I want to commend and thank you for the good work you are doing.
Thank you.
Chukwuabema will strengthen you and give you help and give you everything so that you can win this war.
So that we can win it. He said, we, all of us together. Go ahead.
We are praying for you so that even if the enemies, they cannot even get you. Since ever I started listening to Radio Biafra, it seems that I am overwhelmed and I'm happy. My friend called me from UK and sent me the number I can use to receive Radio Biafra, and since that time I have been listening to Radio Biafra all this while. I'm praying that Chukwuabema will strengthen you and guide you for the good work you are doing. And I want you also to send me of the coordinator in Owerri here so that I can go and join. And I've already sacrificed myself to make sure that Biafra is what will come and everybody will enjoy it.
You see?
Thank you. And may God and Chukwuabema strengthen you in everything you are doing. Thank you, my director.
He said, thank you very much. Well spoken. Everywhere there are calls. Everywhere people are calling us, and we are grateful for that. We have a caller on the line. Can you hear me? This is Radio Biafra.
Yeah, I just want to comment that may the soul of the founder of Biafra rest in peace, Major General Chukwuemeka Odumegwu continue resolve, so that may the Biafrans rule, and whether APC or no APC, all we know is Biafra.
Thank you. But what is your name? Hold on. What is your name?
Yeah, my name is Victor Ahokana.
And where are you calling from, Victor? Well, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Aba, in Aba, Biafra land.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Okay. So that anyhow, Buhari tries to do in this election, we are not afraid of him. No more postpone of this election. No more postpone. Nobody will postpone this election. If any attempt on this election, we go to war. That's all we know.
So why do you want Jonathan to win? Do you want Jonathan to win?
Yeah, I want Jonathan to win.
If you're a Biafran, why are you voting in Nigerian election? Please tell me. I want to know why. Why would you vote in Nigerian election if you're a Biafran?
I'm not voting them. I don't even have their PVC. I don't even need their PVC.
That's very good.
All I know is that they should coordinate it fine and plain.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. Thank you very, very much. This is Radio Biafra. We are not interested in the elections happening in the zoo. Nigeria is a zoo. Ebo mwano manubi. No water, no electricity. People are struggling to feed properly. Little children as young as 6 years old are carrying tray in the afternoon under scorching, burning sunlight, trying to sell something so that the family can feed. Pensioners are not being paid. Salaries are not being paid. People are not being paid properly. You pay somebody 18,000 naira in a month and he or she spends 14,000 transporting him or herself to work. The zoo must fall. If Nigeria survives, if that zoo survives, good people will die. It is either Nigeria is dead and people survive, or people choose one. Death to Nigeria or death to good people. What do you want? It's entirely up to you. Entirely up to you, I must say. The caller on the line, can you hear me? This is Radio Biafra.
Yeah, that's Protis from Abba.
Yes. What is your surname? What is your father's name? What is your father's name? Yes, thank you. Thank you. Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Yeah, I've been calling you, come back 4 days now. I've been calling this line, the 2 lines, none was going. I appreciate what you people are doing.
Yes.
And yesterday, you people went to Switzerland. I called to congratulate you on what you people are saying. So please, I wanted to inform you on what I told you. I will go about the Lower Niger meeting. I will went sometimes on Thursday. The meeting was fine, and all deliberated that there will be no election in Nigeria unless the Constitution of Nigeria is amended. And secondly,
hold on, please, hold on.
Okay,
are you fighting for Biafra or you're fighting for Nigeria? I'm lost. Are you a Biafran in Nigeria?
I'm fighting for Biafra.
So what is your interest? Hold on, please. Let me ask. What is your interest in Nigeria amending their constitution? That is the bit I don't understand. What has that got to do with Biafra?
Okay. Why I'm saying this is to make sure that there is no election in Nigeria. That is what we're saying, because that amendment of election, we shall use, constitution, we shall use it to create some disorders in the country so that there will be no election. That's what we're saying. So.
Okay. That sounds better. Yeah, I'm following. Now that sounds a lot better to me. That sounds a lot better.
Secondly, I love the way we are talking about our 2 states in the Biafra land, Imo and River State, where the vandals, we call them the vandals, we call them the Jews, where they are trying to penetrate into this part of the Biafran land to establish their unwanted religion, which is the Islamic fundamentalist, into this part of the Biafran land. So I commend you, please, go ahead. I love the way you want to let the world know that Rochas of Imo State is not a free Biafran, he's a Muslim.
Of course,
and that of Obama. So I thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that.
Thank you. God bless you also. Thank you very much. This is Radio Biafra. I presume we have, I thought we had somebody on Skype. They couldn't stay faithful. They couldn't stay there. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? I have a caller on the phone. Can you hear me? No. They cannot hear me. Let us try once again to see if we can get them. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? The caller on the phone, the caller on Skype, can you hear me?
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. What is your name and where are you calling from? Please turn your system down. I can hear myself.
My name is Prophet Matthew Ikagu.
Thank you.
I am from Owerri, Imo State.
Owerri. Thank you very much.
Exactly, Mbieri.
Mbieri. Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Biafra land.
Thank you.
Yeah, I am happy. I am happy on what you are doing. I am happy to hear your voice.
Thank you.
I am happy to hear you people talk about Biafra again. We are praying for you people every day since I started listening to Radio Biafra. I am praying for you people, and I've been conversing to all the church members for them to know that this is what is happening. So I am happy. I would like us to be serious and make sure that everything about this Biafra come to pass. Some people don't even want to understand, but we are very, very serious about it, and we are ready for any action. As a prophet, we will be praying, because in the Bible they say the kingdom of God suffered violence, and the people of violence take it by force. If other men of God in Biafra land will rise up and follow up as others are saying now, I think we will achieve something. So I pray that all of them in Biafra land will work hand in hand, talk to their church members, enlighten them more about Biafra land and what is happening there. I think it will reach down into every corners of Biafra land, and then we know exactly what is happening. Right now, I do preach about Biafra in our congregation because I am the general overseer there, and I like everything that you are doing. And God will be with you as God be with Joshua. God will be with you as God be with Moses. And I know, like you say, Chukwa Biama, I know that one of the greatest name called God in Igbo land is Amama Macha Macha.
That's correct.
And they thought that they know you. The zoo thought that they know Biafra. They didn't know Biafra because Biafra is under the shade of Amama Macha Macha.
That's correct.
Which by the time they will think they know Biafra, what they will see, they will not understand. So please continue with what you are doing and see that we really achieve Biafra. Let it not be like Owazirike. He's a foolish man.
Forbid.
I really followed him up. Thank you.
God forbid.
And God bless you.
Thank you very much. God forbid I be like Satan. Do I look like Ifajuna? God forbid. I can never be somebody that will toy with the memory of millions of people. That is high treason. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? This is Radio Biafra.
Yes, Director. This is President Chukubike from Dakar, Senegal.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Okay, Director, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening to all the Directorate of State. Good evening to my able barrister, Imam Mezu. Good evening to Uche Mefo, our great deputy. Director, honestly, when I was listening to the program while everybody was at our new office, our new embassy in Spain, I was kind of trying to see if I can do something to disappear and appear there, because my spirit is always where Biafrans are. I was so much happy. I want to thank you people for the good job you have done. I want to say, may Chukwadema bless each and every one of them that have visited and attended that particular event. Director, the reason why I call this night is because, honestly, if I couldn't get through this night, I wouldn't sleep well. It's because of the audio tape that you played this evening. The man that was talking about Islam from the United States of America,
yes,
talking to the President of America called Obama. Director, everything that man said on that audio is 100% correct. Director, in addition to that particular note which that man sent to Obama, I want to state it clear to each and every one of us listening. You are a Christian, and when we talk about our freedom, you will say, God will help. God will help. God help those that help themselves. God will not come from heaven to help you. It is you that will help yourself, because God has given you the power to move mountains. Now, in Quran, Director, what I'm saying here, anybody that is closer to the computer can check it out. They say that a child that the father sent to steal used to break the door with his foot when he get there.
Yes.
In their Quran, chapter 2, verse 191 says, slay the unbelievers wherever you find them. In the Quran, chapter 3, verse 28 says, Muslim must not take the infidels as friends. Who are the infidels? The Christians, those who doesn't believe in Islam. Quran chapter 3, verse 85 says, any religion other than Islam is not acceptable. Quran chapter 5, verse 33 says, name and crucify the infidels if they criticize Islam. Quran chapter 8, verse 12 says, terrorize and behead those who believe in scriptures other than the Quran. 8, verse 60 says, Muslims must muster all weapons to terrorize the infidels. 8, Quran, verse 65 says, unbelievers are stupid. Urge the Muslims to fight them. Quran 9, chapter 5 says, when opportunity arises, kill the infidels wherever you catch them. Quran chapter 9, verse 30 says, the Jews and Christians are perverts. Fight them. Quran chapter 9, verse 123 says, make war on the infidels living in your neighborhood. Quran chapter 22 verse 19 says, punish the unbelievers with garments of fire, hook, iron, rods, boiling water, not their skin and bellies. Quran chapter 47 verse 4 says, do not hanker for peace with the infidels. Behead them when you catch them. Director, what I just quoted now is online. Anybody that is listening, being a Christian, and you think you will sit down and pray and say your prayer will bring us Biafra or bring us freedom, you are telling us lies. Because even in their own holy book, he's telling them to kill you because you don't believe in them. And when you go to the scripture of Chukwuabiama, the book that the white brought, the British brought to us that we are reading, it says, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him will not perish but have everlasting life. Our own Christianity is preaching peace, while their own Quran is preaching death, 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 kill, 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 kill. My question to all people, all the indigenous people of Biafra, the Christians and everybody now is this. If their own holy book is telling them to kill you, regarding you as an infidel, and somebody is rising up trying to tell you that he is going to turn the whole Nigeria as Islam, as what do you call it, as Sharia country. And even the OIC is already signed the treaty that will turn Nigeria into Islam. And God has brought you, Prince Nnamdi Kanu, to liberate us from this shackle of darkness. And somebody is still somewhere telling you that God will help, God will save us. It will not happen. My brother, I see it happening. Because even the Rochas Okorocha, your brother, or maybe my own brother too, because we know he's an Igbo man. I don't know how he got his Hausa Fulani blood in him. He's there, Islamizing us, giving people 3 million to convert to Islam, building mosque in the government house, doing everything under his capacity to make sure that he turned the whole Imo State as a caliphate. My brother, and God, you are still saying that God will help. It is time for each and every one of us to stand up on our feet. It is time for us to take our destiny by our hand. It is time for those who listen to RadioBiafra to know that this is the only platform where you will hear the news, undiluted. Nnamdi Kanu is the only man who is leading the people of Biafra to the promised land. The only man who tells you the truth, no matter how bitter it is. He criticized those who are not doing everything right, including his own people. He is a born prince. His father is a king of his village. But if you are listening to Radio Biafra always, you will hear him saying that I am not interested in the kingship. In the new Biafra, everybody is equal. Osu and Ohu is not welcome in our land. I don't even give any damn about the kingship or eldership in my land, even though his father is a king. How else do you want this man to show you how good he is? How else do you want him to prove to you that this is the voice that we have been waiting for all these years? This is the voice of Second Ojukwu. But I tell you, Director, you are different. You are the Gideon of our time. You are the man that speaks and the foundation of that zoo is shaking. The man that is highly talented, with great wisdom, with great knowledge. Director, I tell you today, wherever you die, I shall die. Wherever you live, I shall live. Director, those people who are murmuring, who are singing here and there, where are they now? Radio Biafra is moving from grace to grace. We are moving to the greater heights. As we have just announced now that tomorrow Onitsha and the Nnewi will be covered, I am very, very grateful because I have a lot of people in Onitsha that have been talking to about Radio Biafra, and I believe by tomorrow or next tomorrow they will start listening to Radio Biafra. Director, if I tell you that thanking you will be enough, I remember a day you said nobody should thank you again, that we should keep our thanks. I am the only person who stands for the first time to tell the Director, if everybody stop thanking you, I will not stop thanking you because you are doing great things. If you want me to stop thanking you, you should stop doing the great things you are doing. And from that day, everybody that thanks you, you welcome me. Director, if there is anything that Biafra can do for you to live, I will be in the forefront. I don't care about whoever that is wrestling you behind. Those who call you Director, you are doing good behind, and they come in the front, they go behind, they say another thing. Director, you are God sent to us. All I want to say this night is that those people who have humiliated you in the past, those people who have intimidated you in the past, the group of Rafu Wazulike, I know you are listening right now. The Nnamdi Kanu you used to know 1999 is no longer Nnamdi Kanu of 2014-2015. The people that is following this man that we are hearing his voice on Radio Biafra now are millions. We are millions. And there are thousands and thousands of them that are ready to die for this man, and they are one of them. You dare not cross. Anybody who venture, who just come closer, that person will be burned. Even if thunder did not strike the person die, I am presenting. I believe with God Almighty, if I am closer to where you are, I will sacrifice my life to let this man live, because this man is going to give my children the hope that has not been given to them. The future hope of our generation. The voice of Nnamdi Kanu, the voice of Barrister Imoglezu, the voice of Uchenna Siewu, COC, Clifford Irania, Director. I don't know how to thank you, but I just say that wherever you die, there I shall die. Thank you very much, Director. May God bless you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much for that. And may Chukwu Abiyama bless you too. We have come to do this very work, and that is the work we are going to do because heaven asked us to come. I don't think that people are that stupid, because I don't think there will be, no. They can never be that foolish. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. We have come to fight Aboki. We have come to remove the children of God from the descendants of Satan. We have come to remove light from darkness. We have come to remove hope from hopelessness. We have come to remove understanding, wisdom, and knowledge from a mountain, an avalanche of stupidity that obtains in the damnable zoological republic that the white man called Nigeria. Nigeria has no meaning as a name. Nobody knew what Nigeria was until the white man came. I want to go a little further for our people to understand something. Sometimes they say to me, what is this relationship between Biafrans and Jewish people? What is all this thing about Israel and Biafra all the time? I said, because we share common ancestry together. We circumcise our sons on the 8th day after they are born, and we never go to war to force anybody to believe in what we believe in. Judaism, the Jewish religion, is the only religion, including that, by extension, that of Biafra. Those who don't understand, we shall tell you, we are the only people never to conquer people to believe in what we are doing or force them to speak our language. I repeat what I'm saying. Christianity went to war to conquer people to believe in Christianity. Islam is still killing till tomorrow morning to force people to believe in Islam. Do you know that Israelites never went to war to force anybody to believe in Judaism? When you come into the knowledge of the Most High God, Chukwu Abiyama, you will know you are in the presence of magnificence. You will know that. We never forced anybody. We never went to war to conquer anybody. If you don't speak Igbo today, we'll kill you. If you don't follow Chukwu Abiyama, we're going to stab you to death. You die, we'll cut off your head, your leg, your arm. That is nonsense. That is not how you know the Most High God. That is not how you do it. You come, the same words that we are said to Abraham incidentally. You will leave the awe of the Chaldeans. You will come close and you will know me. Two things happening in two different, I wouldn't say two things happening. It was happening simultaneously, I would say. And people still ask today, do we go to war to force anybody to do anything? No, it's Europeans that went to war to force us to be Christians by force. Force of the sword and gun. Islam came by force. But Chukwu Abiyama, in his infinite mercy, still preserved his children. That is why we preach this very gospel. And that is why to us Biafra is going to come. You see, we understand the truth. Now. Now we know the truth very, very well. Everybody came with war, telling you, if you don't believe in this God we are preaching to you, we are going to slaughter you. Israel never did that. Israel have always been fighting a rearguard defensive war from the beginning. They never went aggressively to take over anybody's land. Impossible. They can't do that. If they do that, Chukwu Abiyama will desert them. And today they are in the midst of enemies, in the midst of hostility, and people don't understand. Isn't it funny that Egypt have now banned Hamas as a terrorist group? Isn't it funny? And people say, oh, Israel is going about, they're killing people. But Egypt, they have banned Hamas, in case you don't understand. And for anybody trying to talk rubbish, I know I'm saying this now because of what our dear brother said, Prince Darlington, about the advancement and the conquistador tendency of Islam. And I don't know how many of you have been to Jerusalem before, but if you want to know that the Israelites, the Hebrews, the Jewish race was wronged, you go to Jerusalem, go to the Temple of Solomon. The temple that Solomon is not an Islamic king. Solomon was not a Salahuddin. Solomon is not somebody from Caliphate somewhere in Ottoman Empire. Solomon was appointed by Chukwu Abiyama in heaven, anointed by heaven to serve Chukwu Abiyama in truth and honesty. He built a temple that Chukwu Abiyama said the devil will not build for him. After building this temple, he worried that Alakoba is bad. Something, Satan, I don't know how the devil does this. Do you know that they came into the temple of Solomon in Jerusalem to build mosque inside it? You don't understand, do you? Now tell me who is the troublemaker. They came inside They came inside the temple built to heaven by Solomon, and they built 2 mosques, not 1, 2. Al-Aqsa Mosque and the Dome on the Mount. I went there, I was enraged. I took a picture, I was being quite diplomatic. I have a picture that it is part of the background. You came into somebody's holy place. You claim you know God. You came into somebody's holy place and you built your own house to Satan inside it. Killing people, telling me that you're worshiping Chukwu Abiyama. If you want to know how Chukwu Abiyama should be worshipped, you go to Israel and you come to Biafra land. Then you will know. We never forced anybody to believe in what we believe in. Did we? The answer is no. Nobody conquered us. We did not conquer anybody until the white man came. Onyocha Betule Esebo Sibia. Brunsobia Ninebia. And when he left, now we are street cleaners all over the world. Nothing is happening, is it? No light, no running water, no good roads. We even have to pay our Fulani people. We have nothing. Our mothers are being raped. They come to our villages and they kill us. No Awasa man can be arrested. All of these things are piling up to tell us that one thing is inescapable, that the coming of Biafra will reverse all these damnable, abominable deeds perpetrated against the children of the Most High God Chukwu Abiyama by those who are not worthy to tie our shoelace. They are not worthy. They insult us. They humiliate us. They tell you cannot run for the presidency. You cannot even run for the vice. You cannot be the Senate president. You cannot have any meaningful zoological presence in that part of the world. There is no industry that employs more than 50 people. All we do is buying and selling of consumer goods. That makes it possible for our common sense to be consumed in the process. Our life is not good. We are not alive as a people, we are dying. Our elders we have come to trust and to rely on, they have let us down. They have destroyed us completely. Everybody is now scavenging for what will fall off the Malam's table. The children of God have been reduced to Kwora scavengers, Kwora, if you know what Kwora means. In fact, that is an assignment, as somebody reminded me. I want you to tell me, everybody should tell me, please, those who can, what is the meaning of Kwora in English? Kwora, what is Kwora in English? If you know this animal, you let me know, please. Is your assignment. Those who cannot do it today can do it. You cannot Google it. It is not, the Quran is not on Google for your information. Don't go and I will not spell it for you. The pronunciation is Quran. What is it? We have been turned into a bunch of animals because we are with animals. This is Radio Biafra. We do things the way we do it because we are exceptional, descended from heaven itself, the children of the light. We bring light where there is darkness. You cannot lie with Biafra. We must speak the truth all the time. That is why, to us, Biafra is our religion. Now you understand it. We never went to war to force anybody to believe in what we believe in. We never forced anybody to speak our language. The same thing happened with the Judaic faith. No force. You don't force anybody to believe in Chukwuabiama because he is too special, too holy. He can fight such wars himself. Now that you know that Biafra is a religion, you will understand that our job here on Radio Biafra is to preach it as a gospel, which is what we do every blessed day, because only Chukwuabiama is worthy of praise. Everything else is Arosiki Nefe. Chukwuabiama alone is God. He will guide, bless, nurture, sustain, and keep each and every one of you and your families. But more importantly, more critically, this same Chukwuabiama will bless Biafra. Thank you very much for listening. Attend family meetings where you are. If there is no family meeting, please try and arrange one yourself. Because Biafra is for everybody. Biafra is for all of us. And together we'll get it. Chukwuabiama, having blessed Biafra, I will also sign off from here and pray that the mercy of the Most High God Chukwuabiama will reside in those of you that came to Victoria at the opening ceremony of our embassy now and forever. From me, from here, this very evening, it is simply good evening.
All hail Biafra, land of the rising sun. We love and cherish. We have vanquished our enemies. All hail Biafra. God bless Biafra. In Him we trust. Shout it, sing it. All hail Biafra. God bless Biafra. We have emerged triumphant from all our foes. Through the crucible unscathed, we passed victorious. Our trumpets pealing the glorious song. Play it, sing it, all hail Biafra. Oh, hail Biafra. We shall always remember all that perished in the struggle for our freedom.